right, everybody. DJ Torch on the 1 and 2. Saturday afternoon. Saturday. No, nobody's here right now because I just started. But I'm gonna get this party started real soon. We're gonna check out this fool right here.
You didn't want to say when I was being respectful, so you.
About a week and a half ago, Dr. Umar's alleged daughter came onto the scene and put Dr. Umar on blast for not being there for her while she was growing up. She's 22 years old now. Never had a relationship with him. Okay. So what happened was around that day, I can't remember which day of the week it was, when our video started hitting YouTube and people were paying attention to it.
Yeah, I'm only going to be touching on this Umar thing. We're not going to be sitting on this because I already sat on it before. But the hip, really, let's face it. Umar is really a red pill, has been a red pill person, but with a pro-black-ish veil over it. That's not really pro-black. You don't believe me? Go ahead and listen to his, his live stream he had on, what was it? Oh, calling Caucasian women snow bunnies and how they're so much better and everything, which was really funny to me because he was actually literally lying one time after another. I mean, he would not stop lying. Oh, Snow, you're saying, oh, that's, by the way, Snow Bunny is really, quite honestly, it's quite derogatory. And so I don't know. You can tell that he didn't grow up around Caucasian women because they would have checked him. Basically, the thing is that, Umar, he's full of crap. He got caught on it. You would have thought just by logic, he would have at least checked in on his daughter, make sure she was cool before trying to act like he was, the leader of black men. Leaders don't do shit like he did. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying leaders are perfect or they don't make mistakes, but at the same time, they don't do what he did. So what's funny to me is here's Sotomayor on the screen. Some people, I guess, I'm not sure if he's from here or not. But basically what's funny to me is this. Let's ignore that because that really doesn't matter. But what matters is this, is that obviously this guy he's not, how do you guys choose these leaders? Why is this guy listening or respecting anything this former porn star has to say? I thought you men were looking for relationships, not Hodem. Here's Mr. Hodem right here. So anyway, let me play a little bit of this.
She went on to Tommy Sotomayor's live stream later on that evening. 2-hour live stream. I'm just giving you guys.
I don't know why she did that. I have no clue. But, maybe, let's see what happens.
First 11 minutes. I can leave a link to the original one. It's like 2 hours. And this went on for roughly the first hour of the show. And I'll show you guys. Right before we get started, I don't condone Tommy Sotomayor calling black women bees and all that kind of stuff. He's going to go off on a bit of a tangent. Coop don't rock with that. But I think he does make a bigger point about how...
Dude, he's a male whore. If a woman with his credentials was up here saying the same stuff about men, they tear her up to the point where you wouldn't even want to put her on screen, bro. Why are you putting this? This is the problem with the red pill, and you don't you think that Sotomayor himself needs to do better? I mean,
a lot of women can't communicate directly if you talk to them like they're normal human beings.
Go ahead, young lady. We were speaking.
Wait, you're asking Tommy Sotomayor who has made a living disrespecting women. Okay, let me just let the tape play. This is audacity, a double audacity here from both men. Here we go.
Again, I didn't know you, anything like that, but as you're
You
here
must
now,
know me because you got me on your platform.
I don't know anybody that I've talked about plenty.
So
of
why
people
am I on your platform?
Same.
That's a good question. If you didn't know, I don't see Tommy Sotomayor, asking women out of the blue to come on his show. She got him good. She got him real good. He knows that she's the son of, what is it, King Kong Consciousness? The daughter of King Kong Consciousness?
Way
Let's
Trump
go.
was on my platform. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. But why you want to hear clout chasing? You told me I'm clout chasing, but you have my video.
I didn't
on
tell
your
you were clout chasing. You
Yes,
said
you
I
did.
was. Ma'am,
Yes, you
you said
did.
I was. That is a
Yes,
lie.
you did.
You
So
said
He did. He did. But you know something? I'm used to this. I'm used to people in this space lying through their teeth. And as you can see, he's got his teeth out here, and you can see the lie fly out of it. You can see the lie fly out of it.
I was.
Are we going to get on here and lie?
Okay.
Tommy,
Ma'am.
I need you to be honest, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't tell no lies.
You're not trying to. You're trying to
I don't tell
overtalk
no
me.
lies.
You're just saying things, and I'm answering you, and you're trying to just keep repeating yourself.
No,
But how-
she's actually doing a great job. She speaks a lot like her father, so I don't see what the problem you have, except that you're misogynist. That's one problem. That's one problem. Think about it. This is why, okay, this is why men are hitting the wall harder than women are, per se. He had to become a porn star to make ends meet. And then has the nerve to come back on here and act like, he's some moral being. That's what you call delusion. Is when you do stuff that most people would see as immoral. Hey, look, if you wanted to make some dollars, showing your dang-a-lang to everybody out in the world, that's up to you. But don't come on here with this moral high horse bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Hey, do you. But don't come on here judgmental and shit, trying to tell other people how to live their life or how to act. You know dang well exactly how her father acts. Why do you have a problem with her literally behaving the same way? Look, King Kong Consciousness overtalks everybody. You don't have no problem with it. That's because to me, in my opinion, that's misogyny shit right there. But that's all right. Let's play a little bit more.
I'm not a clout chaser though.
Okay, listen. I said
You can never be a clout chaser if you're the daughter of somebody who's famous. You're not. In fact, you're supposed to clout chase. Why? That's the funny part. That's the sad and funny part. Because when you think about it, that's the one thing you want your daughters and sons to do is clout chase off of you. That shows that they are proud of you, even though that's not the case this time. But they are either proud of you or they are somebody to be in your footsteps. I don't get it. Act natural under pressure in the house. Good seeing you. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are you guys having a problem with a young lady asserting herself and you have nothing to say back because she's right? It's all over the manosphere that they called her a clout chaser. even though she's his dude's daughter. And quite honestly, there's not much clout to chase, to be honest with you. Let's just keep it real. Okay? And that's why that's why he's getting eaten up right now by, by Umar's daughter. She is eating him up right now. Eat him up. Because he ain't got nothing on you. King Kong ain't got nothing on you. Look, this dude ain't got nothing on you. He's got his own problems. The only message he sends the men is to be porn stars. That's all he could do.
These words, because everybody watched it. I don't know you. You put stuff out.
No, you do know her. You do know her, you freaking... Look, dude, I'm not going to say that you're lying, but just say you're misrepresenting the truth. How about that? I'm going to be real smooth with it. Misrepresenting the truth. Okay? People don't call people on panels they don't know. Now, you might not know much about her, but you know enough about her that you tried to bring her up and you talked about her. This is funny to me. This is funny to me. Here we go.
Is the same reason why you have College Kid or whatever his name is, the same reason why you have Media Takeout, the same reason you have all these places. You're not stupid. People.
So now you said you don't know her, but you know everywhere she's going, right? You see how that is? You see how it is? She got under her skin. That was a good work by her. Umar's daughter worked it perfectly. He is now upset and mad, whether he knows it or not. And he's starting to stumble over his own statements.
Talk about what's in the public eye. Your so-called father is in the public eye. You knew when you put that out.
Wait, so if you didn't know who she was, how do you know that's her father? And you see the disrespect, her so-called father. He knows that's her father. Otherwise, why would he bring her on? Umar never said that wasn't his daughter. He just treats her like shit. That's the only difference. Let's keep it going.
That people would discuss it if you're saying he's your father.
See, I told you, winter. I told you, dudes, winter is coming. Not for the women, for you. I told you. When you start looking up to porn stars, you know winter is coming. You know winter is coming when you're looking up to porn stars. When you're looking up to street thugs. Winter is here. Winter is here. Looking up to street thugs, porn stars. I got this lined up. Winter is here, fellas, for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be complaining. Gotcha. Let's see what this dude has to say.
Why would you call anybody discussing what you put out clout chasing? If I put out a video.
Wait a minute. Bro, I'm sorry. You should know. You're a former adult film star. People are going to call you disgusting. Really, that's not the problem to me. The disgusting part is you trying to judge women after or during, who knows, you might still be out there, right? For all we know. You're trying to judge women after your career of slinging the dang-a-lang. You got to be kidding. Winter is here, fellas. When you're looking up to men like this, winter has arrived. Not spring, not summer. It's not spring or summer. Winter.
Of my dick and was playing with it. Why would I say someone's clout chasing when they made a video about it?
But you...
Yeah. You did. Ladies and gentlemen. I'd rather have a root canal than be with that. I hear that.
You said I'm clout chasing, but my video was on your page, and then you got the cash app on here. You that broke time? Go
Yes.
get
Oh, she got you again. She is good. Let me tell you, she is going to be good. I hope she hangs out in this. I hope she hangs out because she's going to be very good. She has every right. She has every right. It's not clout chasing, fool. It's her right. Okay, so let's get that clear.
the job. Go get a
Yes,
9 to
ma'am. I'm
5.
not broke.
Go get a 9 to 5. You don't got clout chase off me.
And one of the things that happened was she called into his show, and then once she really wouldn't respond to his questions, he just kicked her off. She kept coming back. She kept coming back. She kept coming back. And you'll see in a second, once he asked her legitimate questions, couldn't get an answer out of her. But once he started,
Well, she asked him legitimate questions, and she can get an answer out of him. Look, they're just having a bout. Let them have their fight.
cussing at her, called outside her name, that's when she would respond. And again, this circle went on for like the first hour of the show. I'm only
Just
giving you.
face it. This man right here, Sotomayor, he does not like women at all. Like a lot of men. But and a lot of men love him. Love him for hating women. Yep. And don't get mad at me because you're running after his nuts, fellas. Don't get mad at me. You guys are running after his nuts. And actually, you get mad at me for not running after his nuts. That's the funny part. Let's keep this going.
Y'all 10 minutes.
You know you making me more big. You getting me more traction, me more views. You know that, right?
I'm actually not okay. So then you're
Yeah, actually, you did. She does. The funny thing is this: is like, remember now, she is in this fight. She is winning this fight. They are fighting online. That's what's going on. He thought he had an easy target. He found out otherwise.
clout chasing off of me by your own logic.
Not at all.
What cloud? She can't cloud chase off of a male 304. There's nothing to cloud chase. There's nothing there. Her father is higher than you, and right now, quite honestly, she's probably going to be higher than you. The only difference is that you've been in the space longer than her. But when she gains her traction,
Oh,
So then you're making me more big.
is your video? Is my video not on your platform, Tommy?
Yes, like anybody else's.
Exactly.
see, that's disingenuous, Tommy. That's disingenuous. She got you good. She got you real good. Real good.
Christ.
Exactly.
Ma'am,
But
I
you
didn't
wanna know
have
the
your
difference
Twitter.
between
Look, and he's getting all hyper about it and everything like that. The reason why he's getting why he's raising his voice is because she got him. It wasn't like she was raising her voice or yelling at her or disrespecting him. She just made a point of like, look, is my video. Remember the woman that he says he doesn't know anything about, right? The woman he doesn't know, he's trying to make it sound like she's just obscure. Somehow, she found his way on his channel, on his so-called famous channel, right? Angela Reddick in the house. Good seeing you, Angela. Very good seeing everybody in the house and all the cloud watchers. Also, everybody who's going to be on the replay. Here we go.
No, ma'am. I did not have your Twitter or your Instagram. So no one knew you.
You had a following.
See, he's trying to demean her by saying that nobody knows who she is. Oh, we know who she is, fool. She's hotter than you right now. Okay? And one thing I like about her, she wasn't a porn star.
following. That's the difference.
No one
You feel
you
me?
didn't have your Twitter or your Instagram, ma'am. So you weren't
Wait.
gaining
Wait, why is he yelling? I thought men were logical and women were the emotional ones. But it appears to me, Soto boy is getting a little bit upset. Maybe he should go back to his old ways.
a thing off of it.
Tommy, do you not have me on your platform? Yes or no? Just
Do y'all-
answer the question.
Yeah. Perfect. She's look, she's got potential, folks. She's got potential, y'all.
Ma'am, nothing led to you.
Answer the question.
You know,
He won't because look how mad he's getting. Look how mad he is getting. Let me tell you, he is getting mad for an extended amount of time. He's been mad for at least 10 minutes. She got it, and she's just asking him questions. She's just asking him questions. That's all she's doing is like, look, you say I'm nobody, right? That's basically what he's saying to her. He's saying you're a nobody, but why would he put a nobody on his channel? Right? She got him. All he has to do, he can just kind of back out a little bit, just say, okay, I see your point. What you're saying is because I took the energy to make a whole freaking video about you, spend all my time and energy to make that video and release the video with you. You're saying you deserve more respect than me lying to you, girl, by saying, I don't know who you are. And so did Mayara, she got you good. And so now, remember now, men are supposed to be logical and women are supposed to be emotional. But I don't know about you, but she's asking the logical questions and he's acting all emotional, in my opinion.
you're on it, dummy.
Answer the
Oh, now he has. Here it comes. Here it comes. I can feel the misogyny pot boiling. Here we go.
question.
You know what, ma'am? If you can't talk like an adult, leave me alone.
What you're the one who just started into, grade school name calling, fool. She's just asking you a question. She's just asking you a dang question. You try to put her down. She got you. Just say, okay, you got me and move on, bro. What's the problem? You could have laughed at Africa. You just, yeah, you're right. That's all you had to say. You weren't going to lose it. You weren't going to lose your frame. That's how I know that there's something wrong with you, bro, and men who follow you. You lose your frame too quickly, and then you lose your temper. And that's a dangerous thing because that's why Black women are the most preyed upon. You lose your frame. This is men in general in our community. You lose your frame, then you lose your temper. And when you lose your temper, it's bad news for everybody involved. I need to make this clear. Respect will get you very far in this world, except in very few places. And those few places, you probably don't want to be in if you have potential. Look at him.
You just called me a dummy, but you
Yeah, there she goes. She got him again. You set yourself up for that one, Soto. You set yourself up for it. Just eat it. Just eat it. You throw out that oh yeah, well you gotta, well you better, are you gonna act like an adult while Will's you acting like a child? She got you good. Oh man, I'm telling you one thing. I got hopes for Umar's daughter. She's got some fire. She's got some fire.
Grown ass
Because you
man.
keep repeating
Talking
your
like
stupid
little ass
self,
boy.
saying you're a
No, she's not. She's not. The only reason she is repeating herself is you won't answer her, and all you have to do is say yes. You have her on your page, bro. Okay, you had to take the time out to make the video. Then you have the nerve to act like you don't know who she is. This is your average red pill right here. This is why he's hitting the wall.
I have
Boy.
you on my show.
You're a
on
boy.
it.
You're a female.
Yes, I'm a female, but you can leave me alone. Ma'am, this is why your daddy don't want to have nothing to do with you at all.
No, that's not what, dude. See, number one, that's something a narcissist would say. Number one, I'll tell you the issue. The issue is that he left her alone since he was a child. Soto. So bringing up that is number one, a very hurtful statement. Number one. Number two, it shows you where your head's at. Because that shouldn't come to your mind at all. Because you damn well know, well, I don't know, who knows how many kids you got that you don't claim. You probably got a lineup too. Let me find it. Let me look into that real quick. Hold on one second. Let's get this down. He's still. How many kids did Tommy have? What? Okay, that doesn't help. That's somebody else. Hold on one second. What's this right here? That's not her. No, they did the political cleanup for him. Okay, is this him? Yeah, that's his, there he goes. He got 2 kids. Net worth is 1.5 million, which is nothing. That means he might have, I don't know, maybe if he's lucky, 500. Phoenix Soul in the house. It's good seeing you, Phoenix Soul. It's good seeing everybody. We're having a fun with Tommy right now. What is Thomas Jerome Harris, but he calls himself Tommy Sotomayor? Talk about self-hate. So his name is Harris. Jerome. Okay. Okay, YouTube career right here, 2012. Launches personal website right here. Says nothing about his PORN career either. Nothing. Talk about, and man, he looked like he just got out of, why does he always look like he just got out of a fight? and lost. Fun facts. Yep. Got 2 kids. Brina West in the house. Good seeing you. Let's get back to the fun. So right now, if you all arrived a little late, we're having a little bit of fun here with Tommy. Dr. Umar's daughter is tearing him up. Tearing him up. He's getting all upset and everything, y'all. Here we go.
Why would any man want to talk to someone this stupid? You said I have.
Oh, now you're calling her stupid. Very funny. She got on your show, so she can't be that stupid, right? She got all that. She got everybody looking at her. That she can't be that stupid. Just shows you how bigot based this guy is. Yep. Wow, you know something? I just noticed. He and I look around the same age, but I got him by a good 20 years. Ain't that a shame? That's a shame. Dudes just don't keep themselves up these days. Everybody, I'm telling you, hit the gym. Hit the gym.
You on my show. That's how you found me. That is not something that's a question. You claim I'm giving you clout, though. The only way people knew who you were, how to reach you, was because you came to my stuff. I didn't reach out to find your Instagram. I did not.
Dude, you made a video of her. What the fuck? Dude, you made a video of her. Okay, that's enough of this delusional fool. I mean, come on, dude. Just give it up. She got you. She got you good. See, that's the funny part is, he could have just laughed her off and moved on and got into a conversation with her. But he stayed on this debate about, who knows who. It's Tommy. Or whatever. What was your real name? What was your real name? Jerome. Thomas Jerome. Yeah. And it fits too. His name fits if you know the history of the name Tom. It's funny to me. Now let's go on. Y'all want to see some more winter? You want to see some more winter? Here we go. Winter is coming for the dudes. Why did we do this? I don't know why we do this. Here we go.
Also starting to feel like she messed with dudes that keep the cape out on their do-rag. Hey, y'all gotta admit though, that's fun. Hey though, Sex Simplicity hats coming soon.
This would be like my healing chapter. A lot of wounds are being closed and aided at this point, and the wounds are being nurtured as well and closed up for good, So I think for me, this is my chapter of healing.
Man, it's starting to feel like Tiana only goes for dudes who wear their durags like they're superheroes, capes and all. But honestly, that line had everyone in stitches. And hey, speaking of the drip, the Sex Simplicity hats are dropping soon. Make sure you grab yours. But back to the mess. Get this.
Is this the dude who like? Wait, no, he's not. Well, they all do it. Shit. It seems like all these basketball players like to get with other dudes. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but they do this download shit that's crazy to me. I mean, Tiana Taylor is fine. So it's just sad and funny to see that all these fine women that are famous, more famous than their boyfriend, than their husbands or boyfriends, or if whatever they call them at the time, because it always changes. It's really sad. I mean, think about it. We have Keke Palmer. We have who was dude who had peanut butter jelly sitting on the thing when his kid was sitting around. You know who I'm talking about. They got beautiful women, but that's just not enough. They need more men and women. And see, quite honestly, that's really one of the major problems we have in our community. Fellas, just never satisfied with one woman. No matter what quality the woman is. You try to blame it on her and say, oh, she's not fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. Have you seen Tiana Taylor? She's about the epitome of fit. She was friendly. See, the friendly part, that only comes into play when a woman doesn't want to be walked over. Now she's not friendly to you anymore because she's saying, I'm not taking it anymore. Winter's coming, fellas. Now he wants her back. After he went on his slinging tour. Now he wants her back. But he's not alone. He's not alone. That's how we operate now. What's wrong with us? Why are we doing this, fellas? Let's face it. You've had nice women. You've had nice women. What do? You get more. Ignoring the reason why a woman goes into a relationship with a man is for monogamy. It's really crazy that this is the first time I've said that word in a long time. Women like monogamy. So if you promise them monogamy, they expect monogamy. Don't get mad at them when you cannot provide them with monogamy. That's the problem. Look, you don't want to provide them with monogamy, you cheat on them, that's on you. Anything that happens after that, that's on you. You did that. So if you're in a situation where you have to pay child support, or you have to pay, whatever marriage stuff comes around there, that's on you. You it was monogamy that was the issue. That's what happened. You couldn't be monogamous. That's why you guys don't want to get married, because you don't want to be married. No, part of you might want to be married for the control part. You want to own her, but you don't want her to own you. I mean, if that's the way we're thinking about it. I mean, let's face it, and he does not look good at all. I mean, he's probably tall, which is great. That makes up a lot for looks. But she could do better. The problem is that he, I assume that they got kids, right? That's messed up. I'm not done yet. I got more. Was not that good looking. Check out this dude right
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of
Let's see.
man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God.
Okay, let me get past that, because I want to get to this dude right here. Why is it the ugliest dudes on earth are the ones that criticize women the most. This is Trick Daddy right here on the left. He had his own issues. In addition to his weight problem. Eden Adele in the house. Good seeing you, Eden Adele. Let's check him out.
Unless you want to old
Trick, no.
unless them all want a nigga that want unless they want a swap out, a nigga that's a swap out artist, unless them bitches want a yes man or a paymaster. Bitch, I'm the sugar daddy with no sugar. Yeah, sweet and low. I'm not doing a whatever you.
One hit wonder, maybe two. In himself, what I mean is that obviously he had some talent because people bought his records, but let's face it, he doesn't have any qualities that anybody's going to climb over a fence for until they find out that he's whoever he is. But if nobody knew who he was, they're not giving him any kind of attention, men or women. Na 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 na. What was the name of the song? I forgot the name of it. Who goes?
You don't get paid for. Like, bitch, stop always.
Now, if you don't know, he's criticizing a woman who is really gorgeous, who really looks good. That's how they get off. That's how these dudes get off. Look at this dude over here laughing in the corner here. Oh, you funny.
Dude, you don't get paid for. Like, bitch, stop always complaining. Like, for real. Them old stuck in their way. I asked her, where you at? You ain't my dad. I'm not your bitch. I hope I'm not your daddy, bitch. I want to know where you at, bitch, in case you get in an accident, in case you get a flat tire. I'm not. See, women want to get treated like niggas.
Some do.
I can't. I don't like niggas. I'm gonna treat you like.
You heard it. You heard it out of his mouth. Yeah, self-hate. Self-hate. When a big problem in our community, it's probably just as big or a bigger problem than racism is, because basically self-hate for a black man is racism. Yep. And then if you have that, that's why black women are the least protected. Boom.
Like a nigga. I treat niggas any kind of way. You want to get treated equal.
There we go. One of the pillars of community telling you how he treats other men. Right straight out of his mouth. Yep. That means that as much as they try to say, no, I'm just going to chill. Give me foliage in the house. Give me foliage. It's good seeing you. Good seeing you. Just chilling like a villain. Just chilling like a villain. Well, not like a villain. If I was a villain, I wouldn't be on this live stream. I'd be in the streets, right? Anyway, here we go.
So you telling me you want to get treated like a nigga because you can never be a nigga. You can never be me. If a man gonna be a man, or
nobody wants to be you, bro. Nobody wants your features, bro. You got lucky. You made a couple hits. One that I actually liked. I liked the bass line more than you, though. But and you have talent. I will give that. You have talent. Not extreme talent. Not like hit after hit after hit talent. But you have talent. You made a hit. I will give you that much. But let's face it, bro. You're not that great. You're not that decent looking. And you're trying to act like you're on a decent looking woman's level. What's wrong with you? Winter's coming. That's why they're doing this. Ladies, that's why they're doing this. You thought when what's his name was saying winter was coming, Winter, he was right. Winter was coming, but it was coming for the men. Because look, why is he worried about what older women are doing? Because he ain't got nothing else to talk about. He already told you he hates dudes. At least to like be friends with. He might like to do other things with them. But we know one thing, you heard it out of his mouth. He said he does not like black men. He treats them any kind of way. He said that. Kind of like Diddy. Yep. Give me foliage. He wants a young woman so he can be an energy vampire. Bars. Plus, older women will outsmart him. I don't think anybody will say Trick Daddy was the sharpest tool in the box. Or sharpest knife in the drawer. Whatever example or, metaphor you want to use. Look at him. Yep. Angela Reddick. All that degrading language towards black women dehumanizes us and incites anger and violence towards black women. Bars. That's exactly what's going on. Phoenix, I'd rather be the dirt around the uncircumcised than be the mule. All right. Here we go.
Are you really a woman? Why you don't cook? Why you don't pay more attention to me like you pay attention to your eyelashes?
Or your wigs.
Oh, now they're on eyelashes and wigs, right? That is hilarious. Women don't bother us about wearing gold chains or sagging our pants. So why should you worry about eyelashes and wigs? Maybe he should wear some eyelashes and wigs because he sure can use the help. Man. Na, 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 na. Who is it? Who that? No, it's not. What was Trick Daddy's song? Hold on 1 minute. Trick Daddy's one hit song track. What was it? Look, I'm a thug, Trick Daddy, Trina. Trina's the one who made him famous. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay, let me go back to him. Na 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 na. Okay, so yeah.
A 50-year-old ain't got no baby here. Why do you wait till you were 45 to get braces? It's shit like that. Like you, bitch, you
What? Has he looked in the mirror? Look, if I knew braces would help him, I would tell him to get braces. Deontay's in the house. Trick Daddy's the most tropical crayon, but not the brightest one, but in the box. Yeah, but I don't, and he's a role model. He's a role model. Look at him. I got more winter for you. I got more winter. I think it's time to drop that link just in case. Let's drop that link just in case. Here we go. Okay. Link dropped. I mean, do you notice the pattern between Imam, Tommy, and Trick? Hey, he's the one who called himself first name Trick, last name Daddy. Not me. Let's see what the purveyor of Winter is Coming has to say.
Engaged when I was in my 20s to my college sweetheart.
I ain't asking about you.
Kevin, let me just give you, because I'm going to give you the answer. And I made a choice not to get married, right? And I don't have kids to this day. So I could say I have regrets because I could be married and have
What
kids.
age?
That was like 25.
What age would you tell the women? I ain't asking about you. And
I'm
your
trying
life.
to answer it, but you won't let me answer
No,
it.
I just need you to give me the age. I need the background.
Oh,
Give me the
so
age.
now, this is the funny thing about Kevin. Kevin can give you a whole story and shit. Okay, he can give you a whole story, and you'll have to listen to the whole thing, and he'll get mad if you try to cut him off and get an answer out of him. But no, everybody else can't, give their soliloquy beforehand, but only Kevin. See, that's the misogyny shit going down. That's what's going on. Here we go.
They're between the ages of 21 and 50.
See,
What
he's
age?
making this shit up. He's making all these rules up and shit. Okay, all the other races of women, they get married whenever. They can get married in their late 30s and 40s, 50s, all the time. But it's a problem for our women. You got to be kidding me. Hey, here you go. Here you go.
You want to get married and have a family. What age should they start prioritizing?
You allow me to answer, Kevin, because
I'm allow you to give me an age. I'm going to end this conversation.
I know a girl that had a baby.
I'm allow you to give me an age range.
Kevin,
All right.
oh my God. It was
All
nice
right.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Since you're not
This is why they're not listening to you anymore.
No, see, this is the funny thing. This is what I don't get. Okay, what is about Kevin's life, other than him making money off of you fellas? What is it about Kevin's life before that that is so great? Okay, in his 30s, he was making $900 a month. That's the truth. We've seen the paperwork. And I'm not shaming him for that. He's out there working, right? At Papa Do's or whatever he was doing. Whatever he was doing that. But he was by all means no one to look up to. Back when he was growing up, Denzel was hot. Why aren't you guys respecting Denzel? Denzel's still around. Denzel Washington is still around. He has way more global stature than Kevin ever had. Why aren't you following Denzel's? Okay, why are you not following Denzel's words of wisdom, which he gives them often, by the way? But you're listening to this guy right here who was really literally unknown 5 years ago. He never offered anything to the world. He was not a good father. He was not a good husband. Fine. Men have the right to fail. But to get on TV and then try to judge women after you failed as a man is beyond me. It's beyond me. And you guys followed him. And you're wondering why you're still having trouble. Winter's coming for men. Twice divorced. Twice divorced. And he's the guy you want to hitch your ride to. I don't get it. What, did you like the way that he disrespected women and made you feel good? I saw guys giving him $500. Hey, get your money, bro. Get your $500 super chats. Men. $500 super chats to this man, which fine. He worked hard. He had multiple cameras and everything. He was putting on a show. But quite honestly, that money would have been better spent on a therapist. And I'm dead serious. I'm not dissing you. I'm telling you where that money should have went. That's where it should have went. It should have went to a therapist. You would have gotten more mileage out of that. You would have found out your problem. You would have found out if you were a problem. And if you were listening to Kevin and cheering for him, you probably have a problem. It's just that. It's that simple. Let me keep it going. Here we go. This is going to be a funny one. I like this one. Let me warm that up, though. I want to skip by that one just for a second. You remember this?
Can you guys put away the cameras? Okay. You guys will be asked to leave the property and you have to leave.
Now, this is another black male leader in the community. As you can see, she has nothing on and she's dressed, well, let's say not that elegant. And he makes her do this all the time. In addition to having sex out in public, I think the last time they did was in Italy or France. When they were on that boat, I'm not saying that's the last time. There's probably been a lot more times than that. But that's one of the examples. So why am I bringing him up? He literally SLUTs this woman out. Literally, okay? Literally does all that. But I remember back in the day when, where is she at? Where is it? Where is it? Amber Rose, remember her? He said he was disgusted with Amber Rose because he felt like she was, SLUTTY. But what's funny is look how he's pimping out his wife. Now we know who the SLUT was. It wasn't Amber. No, it wasn't. Oh, no, Eden Adele, don't worry. People have, when you have your phone and everything, you gotta, you might not have time to catch my hello or whatever like that. I definitely understand. I appreciate you being here. Henry Mars is in the house as well. Angela Reddick says, that is what it is. That is what it was, all a show. Exactly. Yeah, pay them. If they want to pay him some money for a show, that's fine. But I think they expected more. I think they expected after a Kevin Samuels show, they can go out there and attract women. And they found out the opposite because winter is coming. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Even then, you haters like the stream. Like the stream. Anyway, here we go.
You guys have to stop. Put the cameras away.
Wow. Women, look at what you get to look up to for treatment of a high value man. in our community anyway. Look, he's going to have you walking around with literally nothing on. Prior to that, he was disrespecting another woman, at least, who says he's mixed. But that was too black for Kanye West, which was funny, ironic, because he really kind of got started because he was on the black consciousness thing for a while. Now look at him. We can't win for losing. Ooh, Dr. Umar turned out to be a loser. Kanye West turned out to be a loser. Sotomayor, a loser. Trumpford, a loser. Winter's coming, fellas. And it's coming for us quickly. More you than me, because I'm good. I'm cool. But all you dudes who act like these men right here, winter is here. Winter has arrived. It is here. Now, let me go back to over here. Let's kick in a little bit of should I go over this? Oh, just for you. You guys know, gotta get it. Pause that right there. 1 minute. Look, guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Look. King wife beater. Karuchi, look, we'll be there with the ice. Ma'am, we will be there with the ice for your bruises. Yeah, she's getting back with him. How long you guys? I'll give them about a year. I'm going to be generous. A year. I think that's the only. That's really the only. I think she just only has that much time. I mean, time to get whooped on. I'm good. I don't get it. We can't help you. She is. I'll give it a year. I'll give it a year. I'll give it a year. You might be saying, "Oh yeah, look, she's a preference. She's a preference." No, she's not. Chris likes men, in my opinion. And I don't mean like, I don't know nothing about who he sleeps with, right? But he treats men with more respect than he does women. So, and this is very common too. As you heard from Trick Daddy, right? Didn't Trick Daddy said he hated men. But anyway, most men like men better than they like women, but they just want something from women. There's things they want from a woman that other men cannot give them. But they have better emotional relationships with other men, even ones they hate. Yeah. Okay, Karuchi Palmer. I like that. Karuchi Palmer is going to get back in the headlines again before the end of this year. It is dangerous to return to someone you've had a restraining order against. Bars. Bars. A lot of men in our community like women because they're supposed to. But if you would have seen how many, you've heard those hip hop tracks or those rap tracks. Well, I'll die for my nigga. I'll die for my. I don't hear them saying anything about that for their women. Do you? I don't. Not one bit. No. A lot of people that think certain women are preferences, you can think that if you want, but a man who puts one woman in a hands of, I've never really seen a situation where a man was abusive to a woman who's not a preference, and then was like treated the woman like a queen who was a preference. I've never seen that. It seems like to me, all women get the hands and feet club. The hands and feet club. That's what I see. And you'll be seeing that tomorrow on our Tomorrow Show. Talk about the hands and feet club.
A good woman. You are a, and that was Karuchi's last straw. She hit Twitter like, God, she took Chris back. Child, the strength. Sis even held him down when he got locked up, but their relationship was more on and off than a bad Wi-Fi signal. Then in 2015, plot twist of the century, it comes out that Chris had a baby, Royalty, with another woman, Nia Guzman, and that was Karuchi's last.
Oh, by the way, he is another role model in our community. I know this because I did some research. A lot of young men want to be like Chris Brown. And they might have the right hook to do it. Who knows? Poor Karrueche. I feel for her. But hey, I mean, if there's a warning sign in the street, I like to stop. When the light is red, the red light is on. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Wait a minute. What do I got here? Oh, yeah, we were going to do part 2 of this dude right here, too. Oh, yeah, here.
Well, when you and Kanye broke up, he had a song to say, and he said something really negative about you. And I felt that he could just.
What is that?
He said that he had something about he had to take a bath or something. You remember that?
I remember that dumbass shit.
That couldn't have made you feel good.
Well, listen, I'll tell you something, Shannon. Men that are in new relationships, sometimes they have to say mean things about their ex, so their girlfriend, their current girlfriend, doesn't feel bad about themselves.
No, I ain't finna prop.
You know?
I ain't finna prop nobody up by talking down to somebody else.
Psychologically speaking, or that's what they do.
Right.
So the girl can be like, yeah, talk shit about her, so it makes me feel good.
Right.
I'm not an insecure. If a man said that about his ex.
Okay, this is the thing. Is that, see, the dude can't, see, Kanye West, nobody's going to, oh, I'm sorry, Deontay. I didn't even see, okay, good to see you on stage.
Hey, DJ, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, I don't know how long you were there, but.
I just got there.
Okay, cool. So, see, she's got a good point here that, and this is what I'm going to kick out. Kanye West, I think we might be in agreement that he really doesn't treat women that well, and that you're not going to be feeling good being around a man like Kanye West. But what he can do is disrespect somebody else more than his existing girlfriend, right, or wife, to make them feel a little bit better that they're not being to emulate in a way to make them feel like they're not being treated as poorly. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you because I saw this interview, most of it, I think, with Shay Shay and Amber Rose, and she said how Kanye likes to dress his women, and Kim Kardashian said that too. Like Kanye likes to pick her outfits for her, even if they just go into the store, and that lets you know that all the outfits that his wife is wearing, the Bianca girl, he's picking for her. So when she went out to that award show on the red carpet and she was naked under that mesh see-through, he chose her to wear that. Kanye doesn't mind people. Okay, he's one of those guys that likes when other men sexualize over his wife. You know, I think every man likes to have a woman, or I don't want to say it like this, but it's, you know how men think, a possession that other men want. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel better about yourself. Like, oh, I got the car other dudes want. I got the girl that other dudes want. But some dudes take it too far, and they want to tease you. Like, they want to show you ass, titties, you know, all this stuff. Like, look at my girl. No, seriously, I mean, just think about it, because think about this. The thing that made Kim Kardashian famous was a sex tape of her raw sex, right?
Right.
Everybody who saw that tape, all the men, they more lusted over it and wanted to have sex with her, and that was it, right? Kanye wanted more than just that. He wanted her for himself. He didn't care if every man in the world saw this video. He even made a song saying it. So he's a really weird, different kind of dude, you know?
I guess, yeah, the only thing I could think is like, there must be something broken to me, because the thing is this, the point of being married is that you and that other person are going to share parts of yourself, not just physical, but everything between you two. And privacy is part of the marriage part. That's supposed to be what you floss. And it sounds like to me that he's literally pimping these women out. Because, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've seen, like, you know, men, what you said is on point as far as, like, men want women that are desired by other men. Maybe not primarily, because some men, they just want a woman who treats them nice. But there is a decent amount of subset of men that they want, you know, their guys to go, wow, she's beautiful and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is this, it's to think like that 24/7 is shallow. It's shallow, because basically you don't want to be with somebody because they're beautiful. You want to be with somebody because they're a match for you. You know, and that's where a lot of these guys miss, is that you're trying to find a match, not a floss, if you know what I mean. You're not trying to find somebody to floss for you. You're looking for somebody that you can live around. That's why I think a lot of men have trouble, is because, you know, they're focused so much on looks, they don't even qualify compatibility. You know, that's my point.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's, I think that when you are in a state like that, when you're a celebrity, Kanye been famous since 2003. So
yes.
That's over 20 years. And most people in the first world, you know, which is basically Europe, America, and China, Asia, North, you know, they all gonna know who Kanye is. Even if they might not know his music, if you said his name, they probably are like, oh, I heard of Kanye, you know. So I think that him and a lot of people really, but he needs to go somewhere, like Eddie Murphy said in the 80s, he needs to go to Africa or somewhere where they don't know who he is. Do, you know, speaking of Eddie Murphy, pull a Prince Hakeem, go somewhere where they don't know you Kanye West, have a girl fall in love with you for you, and then introduce her to all this money and stuff later when she, you know, deserve it at that point. But every female who knows who you are is, I mean, how do you get to know somebody for real when they just off the chain celebrity like he is? You
Yeah,
know,
well,
like
the problem he has is that he could find the right woman. He's probably even run across the right woman, but his mindset is just let's face it, he's just not really he's not a good, he is not mentally in the state to be in a relationship with anybody, including a Martian. I mean, anybody. I mean, and that's as talented, just because I think we give him a pass because he's very talented. Shout out to me, Columbia in the house. Because he is extremely talented. I will give him that much 100%. He writes great music through his nuttiness. But the bottom line is he's a terrible partner.
yeah,
He didn't have to choose any of these women. He could have done. He's smart enough to know where Africa is and where nobody knows him. What you made it, that point you brought up is excellent. But he's powerful enough to find these places. He's smart enough to find these places, even though he's nutty. He's going after these women because that's who he wants. He went after Amber Rose because he wanted Amber Rose. After a while, he found out she wasn't white enough for him. Then he moved on. That's basically what happened.
That's what it is, man. Kanye got the thing for the white girls. He hasn't said it. He played with it in his rhymes a few times. But it like they say, it's not what you do, is what you. I'm sorry, it's not what you say, is what you do. Your actions show. And he was with a woman when he first got famous. A woman in Chicago, he was dating this young black girl. And what's crazy is that on his first album, he actually wrote a song. Him and Jay did a song called what's it called? Get Up, I Get Down. It was hard as hell. And they had Saul Williams on it. Anyway, in the song, Kanye made a verse where he rapped to his then girlfriend's dead father about how he promised he was going to take care of her and marry her and do all this good stuff to her. And that was, he made that album while before he even blew up, you know. Once the album went triple platinum and then his second one went double platinum, I mean, he became Ye. It's like all that went out the window and he fell into white girl heaven. And then he went and met Amber Rose and she's mixed and she was a stripper. And, you know, and then he went down and messed with Kim Kardashian, who was just the goddess of all the white girls, you know, like, and he couldn't, but I still think that if she wouldn't have divorced him, he'd still be with her, because I think most men still be with their wives, they didn't divorce them, but I'm just saying that I believe he loved Kim Kardashian. And if she asked him to come back right now, he would. Like, he would drop his chick and go back right now. And then he left, and after her, he go right to the girl. And I mean, I know, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, she looked kind of crazy herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he did some stuff to her, but she still seemed kind of, you know, nutso herself, man. But watch, once they over with, he gonna get another white. It's gonna be white girls forever for Kanye, you know?
I don't think he has the emotional capacity or to really, I think he has his own definition of love that's really isn't love. That's my opinion. I think he just, because if you do, I mean, really, I mean, you can't really say his heart was broken, because literally right after Kim was gone, he got another one. You see what I'm saying? And there's supposed to be, if you really cared about somebody, you need some time to yourself, a year or two or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't give himself no time, but you know, one of the perks, I guess, of being a celebrity is that you can rebound immediately. If your girl breaks up with you at 1 o'clock, by 1:03, you got 5 girlfriends. You know?
Yeah, basically so.
Yeah.
Basically so. Let's go on to our next person. Oh no, here we go. Give me pause a second. Here we go.
And the streets are spinning, from alleged threats against Cardi B to losing custody of his kids to his finances crashing. This isn't just messy, it's downright explosive. And Cardi, she's done staying silent. Let's break down the shocking receipts, the twisted games, and why Offset might have just lost it all. Offset was just taken into custody, and this wasn't some routine stop. Authorities reportedly found firearms in his possession despite his status as a convicted felon, which makes it illegal for him to even be near a gun, let alone carry one.
Told you winter was coming. Winter is, I mean, when you can't even follow the law in its most basic form, you know, he might, well, I guess he's broke now, but he had enough money at one time for, you know, that he could hire a bodyguard who had a gun. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he's literally saying, I want to fail.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you exactly the kind of person. What's his name? Not Takeoff.
Offset.
Offset. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Takeoff. Offset is because you ain't got to be rich to be Offset. I know guys that are like Offset, where they have a woman who really care about them and down for them and taking care of them, and he totally screws it up, takes advantage of it, doesn't think about the future, and then when the shit hit the fan and he need her the most, like R. Kelly said, when a woman's fed up, it's over. It's over. All the times that she took you back and suffered through your bullshit and kept taking you back and kept taking you back. See, a man like him think that that's going to keep happening forever. And the more the woman takes the man back, the more he do think it's going to happen forever. But eventually they do all get fed up. Like a smart man either won't do it at all or he'll stop at one or two. A dumb Negro like this dude, he's going to keep going and pushing it because he don't believe she going to stop, especially when they have kids together and all that shit. Well, now she getting her back blown out by freaking Tate. I'm sorry, I mean to say it like that, but
No, it's okay.
Yeah, by Stephon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Stephon Diggs is like known around the NFL as like a freak. Like they say he's doing porn star stuff. You know, like, yeah, dude, like, what's up? So here go the thing. Speaking of Takeoff, he's the one who got killed. Takeoff was the best rapper of Migos. He just wasn't the most popular one because he wasn't charismatic, but he wrote all the hits. So Takeoff gone. Offset was the worst rapper of them. So his solo album sucked. They ain't going nowhere. So for real, like, this is crazy. Cardi is about 3 times richer than him. You know what I'm saying? So she the one who owned all the houses and mansions and stuff. Now Cardi's gone. Takeoff is gone. You can't make no good enough music to make any money. You irrelevant now. Nobody cares about your name on a rap song to give you spins. And now you done lost custody of your kids, so you can't even get child support. So yeah, in another 2 or 3 years, maybe less than that, he will be on some reality shows. You know what I'm saying? Doing all kind of whatever he got to do, and struggling. Like, I mean, it's just bad. And you know what's crazy about it is that all he had to do was just stay with his wife, man, and not cheat on her. Like he's one of those dudes. Like, it's a girl, she's real popular and famous. Everybody wants to be with her. She obviously a freak because Cardi talk all this freaky stuff, and you just want to make sure nobody else got her. You might not want to lock her down and just be with her exclusively. You just you want her to only be with you exclusively. Like, it don't work like that, especially when you get married. So he jacked up.
True.
But here's where things get darker.
I don't know. It's like different factors that I feel like people just be like, probably like hating on me or something like that. But I always felt like like in my whole life, it has been like that. That's why I'm such an introvert too. Like I don't really coming from the Bronx. And
the arrest didn't happen in a vacuum. It came right after Cardi B exposed a disturbing series of threats Offset allegedly made against both her life and his own. According to Cardi, Offset's behavior had been spiraling for weeks. Behind the scenes, he was pleading for another chance, calling her nonstop, showing up uninvited, and even using their child.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
As a pawn to guilt her into reconciliation. But when that didn't work, the energy flipped. Suddenly, Cardi was receiving threatening messages, some so intense she feared he was capable of hurting himself.
And like dealing with a lot of like shiesty, grimy girls and men that is just like, that's why I'm such an introvert. And I always feel like because of my attitude, like I'm very flamboyant. I'm very like, I'm not a person that's gonna be silent.
Or worse, hurting her. And now, with Offset in handcuffs and weapons involved, it's no longer just personal, it's criminal. This isn't about cheating or clout anymore. This is dangerous, unpredictable, and potentially life-threatening. Cardi's not dealing with a scorned ex. She might be dealing with a man in full meltdown mode. But here's the twist no one saw coming. Offset had reportedly been spiraling long before Cardi made anything public. Close sources say his inner circle had grown increasingly worried about his state of mind, pointing to erratic behavior, late-night rants on social media, and a growing paranoia that Cardi was out to destroy him.
I just thought he was like a manager. I was like, whatever. I went to his crib and he had like a whole studio in his basement and he had like a couple of plaques. And I'm like, oh, he was like, I'm a producer. Like I do beats and everything.
Friends claim Offset felt cornered. His image was tanking, his relationship was over, and he believed the industry was turning its back on him. He allegedly started obsessing over Cardi's every move, who she was with, where she was going, what she was posting. And the more Cardi pulled away, the more unhinged he became. Then came the breaking point. Cardi reportedly discovered threatening voice messages and texts where Offset talked about ending it all, not just for himself, but hinting at taking her down with him. That's when she went public, not for
Wow. You know something? You know, I never wish prison on anybody, but that might be the best solution for him. Because I've heard this too many times when I feature the Sunday shows. I go through all the homework. I go through hundreds of, videos. And this is the sign of somebody who's about to delete somebody. These are the signs right here. You know, when they talk about deleting themselves, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's the time to run. Don't be anywhere around that kind of person. If they start, call up help for them. Admit them if you need to. You will be saving multiple lives possibly.
Yeah,
clout, not for pity, but because she was scared.
Yeah, like when real life started hitting, like it was like, yeah, dreams, whatever. I always say the story, like I started recording, like my manager at the time, he was like, you always like remixing songs like on the spot. Like you should try to like record.
Genuinely scared for her safety. And it's no wonder. Days later, Offset is found with firearms he legally can't have. Not in a song, not in a video, in real life. This isn't just a toxic breakup anymore. It's a full-blown crisis. Cardi revealed something.
Yep. I think we've seen enough of that. I think that's winter time right there.
That's crazy too, man, because I think a lot of times when guys are in that situation, because I had I don't want to say it. I didn't have a similar situation like that. I'm not crazy. But when I was younger, my early 20s, I had this girl I was dating, and I was doing the same thing. I was lying to her, cheating on her, blah, blah, blah. She kept finding out. I thought, okay, whatever. She's going to keep taking me back, right? And she didn't one day. She was dead serious. We was young. We was like 20 years old. And I did something I never thought I would ever do. She was in college at Akron U. I drove to her dorm, and I sat outside of her dormitory, her main door, and wait. I didn't know where she was at. She wouldn't pick up the phone. I know her car wasn't there. I just waited on her to come home, to come to the dorm. And she finally got there with her friend, and she was surprised to see me. And I broke down, acting like I was crying and stuff. And I remember thinking to myself after that, she promised she would take me back and everything if I acted right. And I ended up calling her the next day and said, "You right, we don't need to be together, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, what am I doing? Why would I do that? Like, that's out of my character. I don't even want to. And I was like, it was because I lost something that I thought I had control of. And I didn't know what to do. It was like I hit the emergency glass. You know how you break the glass?
Yeah.
So ever since I had that experience and I seen guys do that, some guys push it to the limit though. But whenever they do stuff like he doing, like, oh, all of a sudden I can cheat on you 50 times, but the first time you seriously don't want me back no more, now I want to kill myself.
Right.
Now I want to show up to your job or show up to your place without unannounced. Now I want to start doing crazy, threatening, like, because what you're really doing is you desperate and you don't know how to handle not being able to control something that you should have never been trying to control. So that's what he's doing, just times 100.
Yeah, exactly. If you bringing out the see, is he? Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. All right, y'all. Where did I do with that? Oh yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Okay, let me pause it right now. Number one, internet etiquette. Usually, basically, you don't eat online, and you don't eat on somebody's panel. I just wanted to bring that up while we watch a meet.
screen. Can you wipe your screen? It's like a glare.
Hold on, let me take it off of.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Christopher.
Christopher, where you calling us from?
I live in Houston, but I'm out of town working right now. I'm about Chicago.
Okay, you live in Houston, though?
Yes,
What do you do
ma'am.
for a living, Christopher?
I can't see you. What do I do for a living? I own a construction safety company. I'm gonna go outside real quick.
Okay.
The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
This is crazy. I watch your show all the time.
And now you're on it, just like that.
This is insane. It's like you're a celebrity. You know what I mean?
I am?
Okay, good. He's giving us some props. That's okay. Here we go.
Definitely.
I don't think so, but okay, I think I'm popular. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm outside. I'm good.
Okay, so stay right there. You gotta stop. You know what? There's a light behind you. Can you just turn around? Oh, there's a light both ways. Okay, it's gonna be both.
Is that good?
Okay, right here. Stay right there. I think. Well, no.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
turn it. You want to face the light. There's actually one behind you.
I'm trying to. Let me just walk further this way.
Okay. Christopher, why are you walking? How old are you?
I'm 43.
43. So, Christopher, you're in Chicago, but you live in Houston.
Yeah, I live
You have your
in
own.
Houston.
I like to kick a shout out to Angela Reddick, Susie Bear, Bridget's in the house. Give me foliage. Here we go.
You have your own construction safety company, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 2 kids. I had 3, but one of my daughter passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. How old are your 2 kids?
My daughter is 22. I just had a grandchild, and then my son is 18.
Okay. Are your children by the same woman?
No,
How
ma'am.
many women?
2.
You ever been married?
No, ma'am.
And how old? You're 43. What's your
He's 43. I'm telling you.
zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
So we got Christopher Houston, works in construction safety. You own a construction safety company.
Yes.
Dad?
I'm always skeptical about that because when they say they own something, then it's just like it's them and it's really and he just does side jobs. It always turns out to be that way, but we'll find out. Here we go.
3, but one's in heaven. 2 living by 2 women. You said never married, right?
No, never married.
And 43 is a Leo. All right, let's do it. Now you on the show you've been watching. Stop moving, Christopher. Child.
I'm trying to. It's loud by the road. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get away from the traffic.
Okay.
I'm at a restaurant eating.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Shout out to Chicago, my second home.
Okay. This is way better.
Okay, now we can get to it.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of woman you looking for, Christopher?
I don't know, just a respectful woman, kind, respectful. Pretty much it. To kind of know her role and know a man has a role, and that's pretty much it. Know a man has a role, and know a woman has a role, and really be proud, because I'm proud of my role as a man. I'm proud
Well,
of
if he was proud as a role as a man, why didn't he marry one of the women of his kids? That's what I'm thinking.
leading and working and all of that. I'm proud of that. Like, if you took that away from me, I wouldn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of men. they lose it.
I just think a lot of women, some women don't know that, they don't embrace that part of them,
Okay. In what ways? Educate the ladies right now.
Basically, it's like so much power in being feminine. It's so much power in being feminine, so much power.
Oh man. I wonder if he has a show.
That you really run the world, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So much power in being feminine
All right.
for women.
Power in being feminine, ladies. Okay. So what's your deal breakers?
Disrespectful. When you're in a relationship, allowing other people to influence you. Because if I'm with a woman and somebody else can influence you, and my influence doesn't mean anything to you, then we're not really in a relationship. Then
I would need to see more.
Okay. Should she look a certain way?
I like shorter women, but shorter women. Maybe I'm 5'11", so I would say around. I just like short women. I got a thing like when I see a woman on the couch, if she take up like 2 pillows or something, it's like cute. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, so you want her to be short. Okay. What about money? Do you care about how much money she makes?
No, money don't matter.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I kind of prefer a woman that's kind of embracing being. I don't really respect a woman that make money like that.
Why?
He shouldn't have said that.
No.
Like that's terrible, because it's like, I know what he's trying to say. He could just sum all of this up by saying, I want a traditional woman and a traditional wife. That's it. But
Right.
like when he says, you don't see, I don't like these general statements from either side, because when you say, I don't respect women who make money, now you're making this broad general brush over every woman out there that's making 75K or more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you saying that all of them are the same, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there are lots of women out here who make really good money, more than some men make, and they're not those, bitch on wheels type. Well, I know what he's thinking of. He's thinking that every woman who make money is one of those hardcore masculine, I don't need a man, I can do it all by myself. They're not all like that. Not all the ones that make money are not like that. So
You know what that tells me?
Yeah, what's that?
It tells me he's not making any money. Because I tell you, most rich men, at least I won't say most rich men in our community, but most rich men in general, they don't mind if their woman's making money. Think about it like this: George Lucas, Mr. Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
He's a multi-billionaire, probably. His wife is a billionaire as well. That's her own money. I won't say she's a billionaire, but let's say, I don't know, 500, 700 million.
Oh no, yeah, she's rich. Yeah, she's paid. She's but there's something else I'll tell you though. I forget her name. Okay, I've seen a few interviews with her before, right? And I've even saw her speaking about Oprah, and she didn't say nothing negative about her. But there's a difference between her and Oprah, though. Like, she's a little more feminine than Oprah is. Like, cause it's just because for you, like, I know there are a lot of women out there who are most of the women who have problems finding men on their level, as they say, because they got money, ain't as rich as this woman is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, she's married to a guy that's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying, George Lucas. But still, she's not trying to compete with him or dominate him. Or they have a good marriage and a good understanding with each other. Like, some of these chicks are trying to dominate and compete with their man, and a lot of men don't. Most men don't want that, you know, especially if they out here, you know, doing their thing too in the business world. And I know it can be tricky for a lot of women to try to talk to other women about that, because I mean, you hear the names they call each other. They call each other pick-me's. I'm like, when I first heard that pick-me name, I didn't understand what it was. I'm like, what's a pick-me? It's like, oh, it's a girl who say. I say, wait a minute, what? You know, so. But yeah, I only brought that up just saying because I know Oprah's a hero to a lot of, especially like in my mom's generation, of like single black women. But I'm like, yo, I just think that that she really wanted to get married and have a family, but she said it herself, she was just so afraid of her business not running properly that she always had to keep her eye on it, and she sacrificed family for it.
I mean, when you think about it, a lot of men make the same sacrifice. So, you know,
yeah, but see, that's the thing, though, DJ. When they make that sacrifice to focus on their business, a lot of them get married, and they it's like that phrase: the CEO's wife is the CEO of the CEO's life. They get a wife who runs their family for them. Like, it's hard for a woman like Oprah. It's like, who's going to marry her and then run her life, her family and her life for her as a man? Most men don't take that role. I mean,
wasn't she married to some Stedman guy or something like that, or was he just a boyfriend?
No, they never got married.
Yeah, you're talking about Phil Stedman? No, yeah, he's married. I actually met Phil's wife, Dr. Phil's wife. I actually met her.
Okay. Wait, Phil Stedman, the light-skinned and tall black dude, right?
And you look like a mortician.
Yeah.
No, he's a. I thought it was no. I'm talking about Dr. Phil. Phil.
No. I'm talking about Phil. I'm talking about Stedman.
Oh, okay. I don't know him.
That's like her buddy.
Yeah, they've been dating for like 30 years.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, yeah. Let's see what else this guy has to say. Actually, he's kind of boring me. Let me go on. I'd like to announce to the stage, Darnell is here. Darnell, it's good seeing you. Where are the ladies at? Let's get some ladies on the panel. You know, well, now, I mean, if you want to come up. Okay, let me spin. Where is that at? I think I'll play that tomorrow. Okay, we already went over Imam.
Wait, real quick. I want to stay here because you said people are hard-headed. So you have a note. It's non-negotiable if you have children.
Right. People will say, "Oh man, maybe he'll change his mind. I'm giving him everything
Knowledge is in the house.
He wants."
Maybe he will change his mind and want to be a stepfather to these lovely kids of mine, since we come as a package. I have such beautiful kids. Every man would love them, and they would love to be a stepfather.
And you might accept my child. I don't want to be a stepdad. I want to be, I want to have my own family.
Oh, they're gonna come for him. They are gonna come for him.
Okay. And that's just, you deserve that right.
Yeah.
So that's the reason behind it is you don't want to be a stepdad.
Right. I don't want
I'm sorry. I don't care unless he's famous, which he's not because we don't know who it is, and he's on this show, he will find himself in a situation that, yes, he can find a woman that's single or whatever like that, but they're not going to be what he's looking for because that's always what happens. I don't know why they're calling him high value man. Again, just having money does not make you high value. I don't see Mr. Tesla as high value. I see him as basically what Kevin used to call high earning, but that's about it. High value is that to the normal woman, you have a quality that attracts them. This man does not have that.
Well, in the case of this man, I have to agree with you. But like when it comes to the Elon, I mean, you got to admit he is a high value man. I mean, the man makes spaceships and.
Let me retort. Let me retort. If he didn't have the money he had to own Tesla, to launch rockets. Remember now, he didn't design none of that shit, by the way. Okay.
No, he didn't.
If he did, would he be a high value man?
Well, if you look at his history, I would say you got to remember he built that money. Now, granted, he received a lot of money from Obama when Obama was president. He created all the money for everything to become possible. I think Bush. I think he was pretty big under Bush too. But anyway, the thing is that he created his.
Well, no,
he came from
his father owned like a battery farm in Africa where he had little kids working at and everything.
Yeah, his dad was a millionaire. It's just that Elon, the thing that blew Elon up was him and I forget my dude's name now. Anyway, they created PayPal together. Like
right, that's what it was.
Yeah. So after they sold PayPal, his boy, and it's killing me because I see his name right here in my face. I can't say it. He went and it's funny. Ready for this? The guy he started PayPal with, he left PayPal and went and I want to say he helped found Twitter with the other guy who fully owned it.
Jack Dorsey?
Jack Dorsey. It wasn't Jack Dorsey, I believe, with PayPal, but the guy who helped found PayPal with Elon ended up taking his PayPal money and investing a lot of it in Jack Dorsey's Twitter, which is funny because Elon ended up buying it from him. But yeah, so that's what blew Elon up in the beginning was his PayPal money. And I think from there, he bought Tesla. Tesla was already a fully working, like you said, company. He didn't, he just came in there. Now, I'll tell you one thing though, DJ, just real quick when it comes to that, he might not be some Tony Stark genius like everybody say he is, but he definitely got the ability to bring the right people together because he turned Tesla all the way up. He turned Starlink up. I mean, the robots that he has now are scary. Like they are scary because these motherfuckers are doing backflips, and I'm not lying. Like they literally doing backflips and washing dishes and walking dogs. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just wish he was more morally sound. The fact that he had a situation in Fremont where he hired some managers that were less than kind to black people, and he didn't care. And he ended up getting sued for $150 million. And instead of just making $150 million back by seeming like, he was, that's too bad. We shouldn't have had that going on. And then, selling more Teslas by, showing to be the nice guy. He actually fought to tooth and bone. I don't know how much the guy they ended up getting, but the fact that he fought them tooth and bone was a little bit of a disappointment. So anyway, enough of Elon. Let me get back to the show.
Situation.
And that's fair.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So let's see if the ladies he's so don't. So ladies, I would just say this: don't embarrass yourself because you don't want to reach out.
Phoenix. DJ, please take it off the screen. Sorry, guys. I had to. Oh man, let me keep it going.
Out to him, and then he then says what he just says right here. It's okay. It's all good. And plus,
I can guarantee you right now, hand to God, some single moms are going to reach out. And I can guarantee you, they're going to be good looking. Because as a man, some guys, I don't know about him, but some guys who say don't want single moms, if they meet a very, very good looking woman they're really attracted to, they will just be like, okay, I can try it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep, he's right. He's actually right. He's actually right. I've seen it happen a million times. I've seen it happen a million times.
They will forget all their standards of not wanting a single mom and just go with it, especially if they find a good woman very good looking. So single moms who are really attractive don't have issues finding a man, because by the time the man finds out they got kids, the man is really deep in invested because she's that good looking.
I think
he's actually right. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen that happen before. Once with one of my uncles too. Always talking shit about single moms, you know. But he ran across one he went to high school with, and they was in their 40s. And when he introduced me to her, she did not look like she was 40. All right, like she looked like she was younger than me. And I was like, damn, she's drop dead gorgeous. I'm talking about like beautiful, not one of these, like just, it's crazy. And she got 2 kids from a former marriage. And they a little older, they're teenagers, but he didn't give a damn. He'll be talking about some kids, it's great actually. I was like, and she could feed you a bowl of shit. I was like, she could have fed you a bowl of shit, it would have been great. She looked so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but yeah, but that's just the anecdote story. But this happens all the time. If the woman is ridiculously beautiful, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could be Dennis the Menace, them kids, and he'll still deal with her.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Here we go.
Are Black men? Is there a war being waged against Black men? First of all, I want to see where you all stand just by a yes or no. Dr. Umar, is there? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes.
Hope, is there?
No.
Dwan?
Absolutely, yes.
Cynthia G, where are you on this?
The only war is the war that Black men are waging against the Black community.
Some truth to it, but I think that truth is also evident in Black women. Black men, many of them may choose to want a white woman, but many Black women choose to look like white women. So we have to look at ourselves, and we have to.
This is very interesting because, and Cynthia G comes back pretty hard, but basically I don't see, I think I've been around here longer than a lot of people, and Black women I have found not to try to look like Caucasian women. The hair, wigs were invented in Egypt. Can you guys tell me where Egypt is located?
Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's not the Horn of Africa, but it's in Africa.
Right. Close enough. Close enough.
Oh no, it's definitely African, and yes, wigs were used in Africa, and I understand where this comes from, that whole European image thing, but that's something that we both have. The women are looked at different though, because of the way that they do their hair and the color that they do it, especially when they do blonde. But men,
Yeah.
we all adopt the European style. Like none of us. Come on now, we see how traditional Africans dress across the continent. First off, European is everywhere. I mean, when you go to China and everything like that, they got their traditional garb, but even they wear suits and ties. You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, the only people on the planet who, when they show up to formal and high-end events dealing with government who don't wear suits and ties are the royal families from the Middle East, who run the Middle East. Like they always show up with their gown and their crown with the long, I forgot what it's called. Like, you know, and they wear their sandals while everybody else around them is wearing suits and ties, even Chinese people, even African people. But
Well, African people, I think it's a split. I do see what you're saying.
yeah,
But like,
it's a lot of different nations in Africa, yeah. But I'm just saying, for the most part, they don't mind suit and tying up. I mean, hey, I like suits and ties and everything like that too. I'm not trying to say, like, I'm not trying to knock it, but I'm saying
no,
that
I think what you're saying is that basically black men it's the same way he's accusing black women of trying to look white, is that in some ways we're trying to look white by wearing a suit or something as well.
yeah. Because okay, look, here go the thing. Look at Umar when he goes and does his shows, right? His speeches. He likes to wear African type shirts, right? The linen, the dashikis and stuff, right?
Right.
But then what do he wear with it? He wears some blue jeans and some Air Force Ones. So how come he not wearing the pants and the little shoes that go with it? Like his designers out here who designing some, I've seen some cold ass modern day African garb that that men, I don't know why these celebrity men or rich men ain't, especially people like him, ain't wearing it, because it's cold. Like we can really get the whole culture wearing that shit again. Have white people up here dressed like that because they copy everything we do, you know. So it's just the weave, and it's really the straightening of the hair and the coloring of it to gold and blonde is where they focus at.
Well said.
Yeah.
I like to welcome to the stage. Concrete Ghost is in the house.
It seemed like it was a meeting of the men, so I decided to come keep y'all company.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So, what are your thoughts about Dr. Umar so far in his accusations about black women wanting to be white?
Every stereotype has some basis in truth, but that basis is not necessarily majority or most. It's just some in a group. So he can keep speaking out his behind, but it doesn't apply to all black women.
Absolutely.
Recognize that the pathology is not more of one gender than the other. That's the issue I have with conversations that seek to see who is more at fault, the black man or the black woman. It's not about who's more at fault. We rise together.
Here's my problem with this. It's like, first of all, he's like, oh yeah, black men are supposed to be kings, blah, 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 blah. Then when everything goes bad, all of a sudden he wants to split the blame between the black men and the black women. It's like, to me, it's like, you know, you got to make up your mind if you wanted black women to take responsibility for the mayhem that happens in our community, mostly done by men, then don't say that we're kings. That's all I'm saying. If we're kings, then we're supposed to handle business. And the way we're supposed to handle business is by making sure everybody is cool and everybody is safe. That's how I feel about it.
Together, or we will perish together. The black man cannot survive without his woman, and the black woman cannot survive without her man. And the issue that I take with my two sisters' narrative is I hear a lot of criticism.
Though, let's I want to give some context to this. Remember, he's the one who had his little. Remember when he had his little Snow Bunny rants about how Snow Bunny stand, you know, will take a brother who's low, which is totally untrue. And black women won't. Well,
I think he was referring to the black men that future athletes, the college athletes when he said that. I think he was referring to the.
I'll have to double check, but I thought he meant in general.
No, I think it was like the college athletes that didn't have any money and stuff like that, while in college, because he was saying, they'll go out, they'll be going and getting him a pizza, for an example, and they're investing into that guy because they
want to know
know
something.
he's. Go ahead.
I see you're going with it, Darnell, and I'm glad you brought that up. Let's say that's what he meant, and let's go ahead and go with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's going on. What happens is that when these men aren't heard about, but believe it or not, I know this for a fact. I've seen it in action. When these men are in their first and second year in college or something like that, nobody knows who they are, whatever, whatnot. They usually have a black girlfriend. But what happens is that later on, when they start to get known, they disappear. But that's why I respect, before you guys think I'm going to start bashing men for that, this is why I love this brother right here.
You guys protecting me or I'm protecting you?
Not him. Okay, wait. Not right there. Wait.
Hey.
Okay.
I have no.
Y'all know who that is? Mr. Super Bowl champion.
Is that Hurts?
That is Hurts.
Yeah.
And I think he just got married to his sweetheart from college. And I bring it up because it's an oddity that she is African American. Now, she's a rocket scientist or something, but she's still, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. So most the professional leagues are pretty much a reflection of the community when it comes to like marriage. Most of the married men in the NFL are still married to black women. It's just that obviously you don't get a picture or video clip of the average black man every day walking down the street with hand in hand with their wife. But when you do the NFL players though, you see them all the time. So you see them with a lot of, white women or whatever. But no, Jalen Hurts definitely, I was definitely proud of him when he went through in college and he had a black woman and he stuck with her and he married her. And they call him old school because he act like he's from the 90s.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. The way he dresses and everything. And he's a real humble dude for real.
Yeah,
Like,
he's had what we would call an old soul. And it's funny to me that if you saw right after he won the Super Bowl, of course, with his team, so they're, 11 guys, right? No red pill guys covered him or gave him any love or anything. Nobody. So it just showed me that what do you call it? That perception they want to try to give us that they are here to bring up black men is not really that true, because he would have been the first guy they went after. You see what I'm saying? Super Bowl winner. He came up, it wasn't like he had a silver spoon in his mouth or nothing like that. He does everything right. I guarantee you in a couple years we'll be calling him a simp, because he'll probably be saying my wife is my life or something like that. And watch the men just eat him up for it, just like they did Russell Wilson. And maybe that's why they don't give him love right now, because I'm hitching my cart to, the likes of Jalen Hurts. You see what I'm saying? He has, basically it's like this. I don't know his full story. Maybe some shit will come out, but right now he is the epitome of what a younger black man should be. Now you don't have to be like you don't have to be an A1 quarterback, no. But as far as his behavior, his leadership, you know, his mystique, he doesn't, you know, he ain't Stephon Diggs. You know what I mean? So
Oh, Stephon Diggs. That guy.
Yeah, Stefan out here digging them out, man. But no, Russell Wilson, I bring him up because really what hurts is a more smooth, authentic type of Russell Wilson.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's really what it is. And that's why nobody has nothing negative to say, even though they kind of want to, they can't. Like, you know, and he's so mature, you know, I mean, really, I haven't seen a starting superstar like this in the NFL, especially a black guy, especially a quarterback, like ever. He's like almost like how LeBron is, only playing in NFL instead of basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, even when he talked to these guys here, and I'll play it just for a minute because this is on a big channel, but he's like, these are men that have him by a good 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, his you know, the guy to the left, obviously the guy to the right is, you know, was on the, you know, on St. Louis and is a star over there. And his former center, you know, he just left this last season, is on the right side. And of course, the two white guys are brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers. Yeah.
But you can tell that the discussion, he doesn't have to fake his maturity. You know what I mean? He's behaving with it. You know, let me just play it.
Complain.
The plus side is you got more time to make a decision if it's in the right spot.
Well, like I said, I try and put myself like, if I have to squat a little lower to catch it, I ain't tripping about it.
Oh, wait, no, this is funny right here. This part right here.
Oh shit! Oh, all right.
I be saving, trying to get it the girl that I'm not ready yet.
It's not ready?
It's not time. I can't force it.
How's the longest you've ever been without like shaving it?
Like I have, like on the side, I had just like little. It's just not there yet.
I'm telling you,
But
you got to give it a solid like 2 months to really see if it's there.
I mean, I did.
Where you're in shotgun and the center thinks you're under center.
No, that wasn't what happened.
That I don't think that's what happened.
Not last week.
Well,
Oh,
we're on the same side.
Oh shit! Oh, all right.
But
I snapped it when he wasn't calling for the
I
ball.
wasn't ready.
I knew he was in shotgun.
Same thing. You're in shotgun. Yeah.
But it's
snapped it early.
So he has a very unique way of snapping the ball.
It's a very nice way of saying it. Every quarterback that I've ever played with hates how I snap the ball.
Hey,
is it getting to you quick?
Fast. It's up on you.
Hey,
you know,
Nolan Ryan,
He's talking about his center be throwing rockets and stuff. Corsia, I mean, Concrete Ghost, what do you think about Jalen Hurts? Even if you don't know him, what do you think about what we've displayed so far?
I know who he is. Despite what's out in pop culture and pop talk, Black women hold it down for Black men.
True.
They always hold it down for Black men. But when a wealthy Black man marries a Black woman, people stay quiet because it doesn't fit the lies that they've been told for generations. They don't want to admit that Black love, strong, successful, and visible in the public, is the greatest threat to every system that's ever tried to tear us apart. They're silent because they've been programmed to expect that once a Black man makes it, he's supposed to upgrade to something outside his race. And they're uncomfortable because it shatters the sick narratives that Black women are only good enough to hold a man down through struggle, but not good enough to stand beside him when he's on top. They don't cheer because real Black love, especially amongst the wealthy, means that wealth can stay in our community, culture can stay rooted, and power stays Black. And that terrifies people who depend on our division, our broken families, our broken homes to stay powerful themselves. And they downplay it because healthy, proud, rich Black families don't make good headlines for a system built on ideas that Black people are either struggling, broken, or lost.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but I need a lighter because you just dropped some fire right there. That was, you nailed it. I don't know.
That
what you
was
guys think.
perfect. That was that was perfect.
Ooh, okay, that's fire right there. Okay, let me move forward to the next one.
Now, but before you move on, I do have a question. Like, is it one of those things though too that couples maybe they just don't feel like putting their marriage out there? Because let's face it. I mean, especially now with social media. I mean, some fool in California or wherever, you could be wherever in the world, tries to come in and interfere with that marriage. You know what I mean? So I think, would you say that sometimes, maybe the successful Black couples, they just, you know what, we're just not going to put ourselves out there like that?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very logical. Yeah.
I don't think that you don't have to put yourself out there publicly, like, and show off to people. It's going to happen naturally just through y'all being together. So think about, like, you married to a Black woman, what's going to happen? Well, y'all going to keep y'all finances together, right? Y'all going to share accounts, y'all going to do y'all taxes together, y'all children going to see it. You're going to influence other people. You're going to meet and be around other married Black couples. Y'all can go to groups together, have communities together. Like, it doesn't, like, everybody doesn't have to get on social media and go hard about it, I think it's just something that because the grassroots is the most important thing in every nation. The people on the ground up. Social media definitely helps out with it, but nothing is going to beat people actually going out there and doing it like that. So I don't think that everybody has to go out there and make it like a public thing,
Oh, when you're Black and successful, peace is priceless. The more you share, the more people feel entitled to pick apart your life. So privacy is the way to keep negativity, jealousy, rumors, and fake narratives from polluting something sacred.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're always going to have somebody, you have the have-nots, they want what you have because they don't have it. They're going to make sure you don't have it either. The crab in the bucket mentality.
And they're probably working on building generational wealth. And that's just not about money. It's about controlling the narrative around your family. So when you overshare, that invites outside forces, sometimes within the community as well, to create drama and headaches, legal issues, distractions, and that could jeopardize the thing they're trying to build between them.
All right, let me play a little bit more. Oh, let me go back to this.
Are Black men? Is there
Let me fast forward.
The only war is the war that Black men are waging against the Black community.
Look at ourselves, the Black woman. Take what my two sisters' narrative is. I hear a lot of criticism. I hear a lot of condemnation, but I don't hear any empowerment. I don't hear any solutions coming from either one of them. It appears as if that there is a hatred towards Black men by those sisters. Even when they said, why are we going back to 1960? Let's stay in 2022. That is so immature and irresponsible.
Henry Mars, you nailed it. Now compare Jalen Hurts to Cam Newton. I mean, polar opposites.
Yeah.
Polar opposites.
Their names shouldn't even be in the same sentence.
So Cynthia G, what do you say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was saying their names shouldn't even be in the same sentence.
Straight up. Absolutely.
To historical context.
I say we should go to the historical context because what I have not heard from Dr. Umar Johnson, or I think his name is Dwayne. Duane is what I have not heard as they're mentioning all of the things that was done to them. I haven't heard what you did in response to it. So I would like to know, what did you do in response in history other than go to the Supreme Court and petition to have access to the men's women that you're complaining and accusing of disenfranchising you? See, because in the 1960s, what Black men were really doing, and it's been documented, many civil rights leaders have admitted to it, what Black men were doing is chasing the white man's woman, trying to so-called stick it to him by way of going to their women. What you should have been doing is trying to get liberation for yourself. What you should have been trying to do is get that foot off your neck. But see, the foot is not on your neck. And the only time you recognize it being on your neck is when you want to get away with doing something that you think white men are getting away with doing. Because let's just be real. Whenever we hear about this war against Black men, it's usually being brought up when there's a Black man like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, we see Trey Songz going through it, Ari Spears, when they engage in some degeneracy, and then they're getting the consequence for it. And Black men.
What do y'all think?
I gotta say, I mean, I don't like. Well, one, I'm not a huge fan of Cynthia G, but I mean, for her to bring up like this, the civil rights activists saying that, oh, it was about them, trying to hook up with white women. To me, it's kind of spitting, on a lot of them that didn't make it. On Dr. King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X. It's spitting on their graves in a way. It's like I find it difficult, especially like if you watch the old newsreels of when they were doing the marches, the protests, the Montgomery boycotts, the Selma, Alabama. There was Black women in there, so we threw Black women in there. We threw children. I highly doubt, that they would sacrifice children in order to sleep with a white woman. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with Darnell. I don't get into Cynthia G. She has a few things that she says that I do agree with when it comes to how Black men can be, but I think that she's at the complete fringe extreme of it, and that she's the loudest voice when it comes to basically just hating Black men just for being men. I told you, she already said one of the most egregious things I've ever heard a Black woman say about Black men, when she said they should just abort the Black male babies before they even born, like don't even give them a chance to exist. So once I heard that, I see where she at. But when they're talking about the men in the 60s like that, I tell you what, the white power structure was afraid of them, and they made sure that never happened again. After they wiped the slate clean in the 60s by killing everybody, basically, there were dozens of Black leaders who were killed. We remember and commercialize probably a handful of them, obviously Malcolm and Martin, but there was dozens of them that was killed. And then they decided in the 70s, is this what we're gonna do? Because every time we leave these Negroes alone for 10 to 20 years, they start to come up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create their own leaders for them. And their leaders is gonna be a bunch of clowns, which Malcolm X warned us about that. They made comedians, athletes, entertainers, and rappers the new so-called leaders in the community. And these dudes, look at us now, DJ. We up here talking about some Kanye and all these other weird ass dudes as the leaders, but that's who white power structure made our leaders for us, and we just went along with it. So I agree with Cynthia G on that point, that we ain't done nothing serious since the 60s or since the 60s and beforehand. But it's not because we just said forget it. This is a psychological, they call it a psyop, psychological operation is happening against us for the last 50 years. And it's perpetuating, and they don't have to do it in our face no more.
Hell, they don't have to do anything. Like I said it the other, I said it on another channel the other day. I'm like, the white supremacists, like I say, the KKK, for example, they can retire their robes. They got
Good
black
point.
people doing their work for them now.
Basically, I
I
want to
see it
let
a different way, though. See, society has fed black men the lie that whiteness or proximity to whiteness is success, and that submission, not partnership, is what women should offer. So when black women show strength and independence and demand respect, some men are carrying around this internalized racist and sexist view, and they see it as a threat instead of an asset. But I mean, really, when you come down to it, the African American community has survived this long because individuals have strived for success of our families and our culture, and that is based with accountability, and that's what's missing today: personal accountability. When I hear black men talk about what black women have done, what black women have said, that is not taking personal accountability. It is not showing integrity. And that purpose of personal duty and the collective act of resilience get lost in all the garbage that's being said. Personal accountability. Don't say what black women have been doing like you know all black women. Say what you are doing and how you are improving and how are you pulling your load.
Well said. My 2 cents is this. I think Cynthia G has a pretty good point. I wouldn't say that's all that black men were fighting for, because we did want to live too. But there is that. I mean, and it's been said a couple times in the chat where MLK, cheated on his wife with somebody who was not black. And that's not a good look at all. So I think what and the other point, I guess, the thing about the black male babies thing, the problem is that it's been beaten down so much that nobody really kind of sat down and realized that she was making what would you call an analogy about it. And what she was saying is that, why would a black woman want to birth a male kid who would grow up to either kill another black woman or to kill their mother? And unfortunately, that is starting to increase now as we speak in 2024 and 2025, whether we like it or not, which it's a problem. It's a huge problem. I understand there's a science of proximity. And what I mean is I'm taking away the argument of, well, it happens with, in other cultures too. But in our culture, we are the winners of that type of problem. And what I mean is that we tend to, by percentage, and what I mean is that obviously there's a whole lot more of other races than there are us. So we could generally point to another race and say, well, they do it more. But the thing is that we are not a very large community, especially anymore in the United States. But we tend to, the men in our community, it's not us. I'm not saying it's us on the panel, but a lot of the men in our community, people we know, I know a few of these guys, are really, really hard. I'm going to put it nice, on black women. Really hard on black women. I'm being nice. Really hard on black women. We don't want to even look at it, because I don't even want to look at it. One of the things that's really hard for me to do on producing on some of the Sunday shows is watching how cruel our people can be to each other. And so that's where her whole theory came up. If you want to know why she was saying, oh, abort black male babies, Come to the Sunday show. You'll see why.
Torch. It's
No, I
crazy
just,
how Cynthia
sorry,
G would
TJ.
say
Yeah.
that, but she still lay up with black
Listen,
men. That don't make no sense.
I watched that a few times to make sure. I mean, I understand, you be sarcastic, you know how it is. But
Right.
she was
And then I
being
lost
pretty
a lot of
serious,
respect
like,
for Cynthia G
because
after
she
she
was just
aligned herself
upset.
with
I understand you
Holla at
upset.
Taz.
You say stuff.
Wait, Tev,
Now, I don't.
hold on one second. Tev, hold on one second. Let Deontay say what he's gonna say, and then Deontay just pass it to Tevin after you're done.
Okay. I don't think that she was being like dead serious to where she would like, if she had a magical button, she would press it. I hope not, but who knows? But she never like. That's a hell of a statement to make, though. I mean, because I said it before, if you really feel that way about black men, then every black woman listening to this, you need to stay indoors, never go back out. If you got a husband or a son at home, kick them out right now, because it's over with, according to Cynthia G.
Well, see, that's the thing, is we're not supposed to give up and say, well, that's over with. We're supposed to do our best to prove her wrong. The problem is that from the time that she said that, things have only gotten worse. We're supposed to, hey, look, we're supposed to prove her wrong, but when she's right, she's right. So theoretically, if black women are birthing men that grow up to damage them, I don't think anybody can as absurd and weird as it sounds, nobody can really argue that. The best way to argue that is for black men, for us to perform better as human beings. You see what I'm saying? As being better men, being better mates, being better protectors ourselves. Because right now, we're being hunted down. Oh man, black women are being more hunted down. So, I mean, the thing is that but it's something we can do something about. See, black
But do
women
they
are not
want to
going in
do
the
something
street.
about it? Do they want to do something about it? Because society, especially white supremacy and media systems, have long painted black boys as lost causes the minute they are born. And black women have been raising black boys alone, are often judged, blamed, dismissed, as if their love and discipline and wisdom aren't enough. The false idea that says black boys need a traditional two-parent structure, usually implying a male figure, to grow up right, and without it, they're doomed, completely ignoring the real resilience, creativity, and success that countless Black single mothers have achieved against brutal odds. Black women have been raising kings, scholars, warriors, artists, and revolutionaries since the beginning of time, often with little or no support. So it's not impossible, it's just harder because the system is rigged against Black women, not because Black women aren't enough.
Right. And I guess to simply put it, oh, by the way, that was more fire. To simply put it, it's like this. Why are we, if black men, if we are really supposed to be the protector and providers for our community, and we've been saying this for a long time, why aren't we doing it? It's just not, it's just not like 10% of us doing this stuff. It's 50% of Black women experience, at least 50%, by the way, experience some sort of domestic DV. I don't want to say, DV. We as Black men, if we want to be, the best way to really attract a Black woman, don't beat them up. How about that? Let's start with that. How about, can we do that? Can we get a reputation for taking care of our women, whether they're our women or not? And what I mean by taking care of is watching their back. All other races do it. Why can't we do it? Okay, here we go. Wait, Tevin, do you want to talk? Tevin, go for it.
Yes, I did. And sorry I cut off Dante by accident. But I lost, like I was saying before, I lost a lot of respect for Cynthia G after she aligned herself with Nala and Taz, and everybody else knew Taz was one of these same black men we talk about, got a history of abusing women, DV, all that stuff, and it was. I heard somebody. It was just the fact that Cynthia G knew a lot about Nala and Taz, how a lot of grimy stuff they did to other black women, especially Taz. I lost a lot of respect for her after that. It did. How could she say abort black male babies when it's crazy how she telling black women to abort black male babies, but at the same time these same women are choosing to still sleep with black men. That don't make sense to me.
He has a point.
It's a strong argument. Let's play a little bit more, see where it goes. Here we go.
Think that because they perceive white men to be getting away with crimes, they want to be able to get away with crimes as well. The reality is, Dr. Umar can sit up here and list all the different ways that the system is disenfranchising black men and black men in a victim boat. But the reality is, what he cannot tell you is what black men did in response to it, because they did nothing.
Well, number one, again, I think that it is such a shame coming from a psychological perspective that we seek to heal our wounds as a people by relying on unprofessional testimony by individuals who have a vendetta against the opposite gender in their community. When you hear Sister Cynthia speak, you can hear a hurt and a pain and a hatred towards black men. We cannot find.
That's weird because I do remember watching him throw some fire at black women. So especially the way he treats his daughter.
Yeah, the way he treats. Yeah, I was about to say I don't recall him attacking black women. I've always I don't follow Dr. Umar much because I think he's a scammer. But I don't recall him attacking black women up until his daughter came out. Obviously he's attacking his own daughter. So then she, that's a black woman. So you could throw him in the category of attacking black women. But normally, I hear Dr. Umar talk about. He used to say to tell black men. He had this one saying, no snow bunny, no spice, no rice, which was no white women, no Latino women, no Asian women. Is what he used to say. So I don't recall him actually attacking black women like that until like I said, his daughter came out, and then all of a sudden he attacks his former baby mama, and now he's attacking his daughter now because they're painting the truth about him. So I think that's more of a personal thing. I think more or less there.
Did you hear his Snow Buddy speech?
About them investing in black men.
That's, if you ask me, that's pretty much that's pretty bad.
Well, again, as I said earlier to that, I think he was referring more towards again the college athletes. I don't think he was talking about it's not that white women come and here's a struggling black guy, let me help build him up, because if black, I would say I think the demographics on white women dating black guys is really small, with the exception of celebrities or athletes. Those are the only ones that they're really going after. Like as far as average.
Real quick. I grew up in a Caucasian community, and I can tell you this: those women don't even bring up their own men. They are, and don't have to because usually the men have pretty decent gigs, right? But they do not wait. They are not. See what Umar was saying couldn't be as far from the truth as couldn't be as far from the truth. And that's what makes it so horrible. that he even brought it up like that and tried to even, what should I call it, box it like that. Because, and it's not that, you know, Caucasian women are evil or anything like that. I don't mean it like that. They just don't have to. They don't have to date down. They don't have to wait for somebody with potential instead of somebody who's already reached their potential. They can find whoever they want, especially if they're fine. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, but Torch, when most white women who do date black men do date down.
No, they
and
don't.
I see that. Yes, they do, because I
No,
see
they
that a
don't.
lot in Birmingham and other places in the South.
Honey, I got to tell you, Birmingham is not the world. Just in case nobody
Most
said it.
white women who date most white women who date black men do date down.
A lot do, but we can't say most. We can't say all. A lot do. A lot. We'll go with a lot.
And then those same most of those white women are single mothers. Many of them got multiple
okay,
biracial kids.
Kevin, I figured it out. Tevin, this is the issue. What was the city again?
Birmingham.
Okay,
And I heard
Birmingham's not
stories-
exactly the richest city in the place in the United States. It's just not. If you're talking about the Caucasian women that hang out around black men, I agree. But I'm talking about Caucasian women in general. Like the ones who live in the nice neighborhoods. They're not leaving their nice neighborhood and then dating down a black man who's like living in the hood. They're just not doing that. And quite honestly, black women should follow that same model. If you have to leave a nice neighborhood to date a black man or a decent neighborhood to date a black man who's in the hood, you should think second, because it really applies across the board. It's only in our community have we normalized dating down for women. That's I will die on that sword. We're the only community who does that. And I'm telling you, the results have been bad. They have been bad. Most of the time, the young lady or the woman who either dates or marries a man of our color has ended up losing value doing it. That's why these men came up with the high value theory in the first place, because now we're taking regular men who just earn regular money and we're calling them high value, or decent money, we're calling them high value. And that's the problem, because it's not when we say a high value man, all of a sudden a guy who can drive around, who might be paying a $1,200 note a month car note for a Mercedes, all of a sudden, everybody's looking at him as a high value man, when really in reality, all it is the player scam that we've been running ever since the 80s, where, oh yeah, fake it until you make it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. But quite honestly, that's a problem. And a perfect example that I think a lot of us can agree with is Dr. Umar. Because he ain't done shit. School
What is
ain't
he a
no
doctor
shit.
of?
Thank you.
Is he a doctor of pepper? Is he a doctor of Schultz? What is he a doctor of?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Does anybody know where he went to school? Does he have an actual doctorate's degree?
I heard he does, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he does, but to me, he nullifies that by things that he does and things that he says. I remember a couple years back when I was ignorant, I used to believe in him. Well, it was actually more than a couple years back. Well, no, I was about, yeah.
But here's my question though. If Umar can get a doctorate, how come more black men can't finish school with at least a bachelor's? I'll take an associate's at this point.
Perfect. Right. Yeah.
I mean, but the way I feel about school, about college, like to me, college doesn't necessarily make you successful.
It don't hurt.
I'm not going to say it
hurt.
does. I'm not going to say it hurts or anything like that. But the thing is that I think there's too much emphasis on going to college. Like for some people, college is just not for them. You go to trade school. Like any high school guidance counselor will tell you, hey, if you're at the point where you feel like going to school for you is just not for you. There's trade schools. Okay. There's always, becoming a plumber. I mean, you don't need a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, to build a house. But housing is very important.
Bachelor's degree in architecture does help, though.
I mean, yeah, you're talking about designing houses.
And just one more point, and it makes you, a lot more money too for that same job. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't get a job without credentials, but you will make a lot more money if you have it. I would say that.
Well, I mean, and it depends on the type of degree. Because I'll be honest with you, if you guys listen to the Dave Ramsey show, you get people all the time that call in about, it's usually about people in debt. And people with college debt, like a lot of times, they are broke. People with master degrees, they are broke. Like they got $200,000 in student loan debt.
Hey, Darnell,
but you know what's worse than that? Having the same amount of debt and you a plumber. Okay,
that's true. That's true.
I mean, the thing is this, Darnell. I understand what you're saying, but it's kind of a myth because there's going to be a certain percentage of people who do go to college. They get their diploma and everything like that, and get their BA, and they're just for some reason they have other issues, and then they are not capable of making back that money. But in most cases, they make that money back. They make that money back. If you become a doctor, and unless let's put it this, oh man, I'll do it next time. Let's put it this way. There is a doctor on here who is a spine surgeon, right? He making a whole lot more money than Umar is, and Umar's a doctor, right? Umar is so broke, as I agree with you, he has to pull off scams. This doctor, the other doctor, the spine doctor, both black men, by the way, he's making that. He had a loan for $250,000, right? And you like, dang, how do you pay that off? He paid it off in 2 years. 2 years. 2 years, my man. You can't be. So yeah, it depends. Should you get a diploma without thinking about what you're getting a diploma in or planning? No. Should you if you have a plan, should you? Yes.
But I will concede that you do not need a degree. A degree is a great help. It is a great jewel in your crown. But you need to have a plan. You need to have skills. You have to have knowledge. Like someone said, you need to know how to critically think. So Black women are choosing to date down because we really don't have a good pool of matching partners. And like we were comparing the doctors earlier, that's called economic sabotage.
And you know one thing, if Black women really chose better, like they say, a lot of these Black men wouldn't been picked at all.
Well, the problem is that Black women outnumber Black men.
And that too.
Well, I'm going to choose me because of economic sabotage. Some guys have jobs, and if you're a hardworking man, good on you, but they don't plan for it. I've seen some of these men just losing it on social media this past couple of weeks because they seen the videos from the Chinese talking about how much their Gucci slides cost, and they overpaid for them. Nobody said you had to have $450 Gucci slides and you a bus driver.
And
That's
then the crazy
economic
part about that
sabotage.
was most of these corporations are ran by greedy Americans. We know that stuff. We know it costs pennies to make that stuff in China.
But the problem is that we're suckers. Let's face it.
Exactly.
That's
Spending money where we don't need to be spending money, not putting it back in the community, not planning on owning a house. They're okay for renting for 25 years, but they don't want to own a house because that's too much responsibility. That's too much upkeep. That's too much settling.
Well, nothing wrong with home ownership. I just sold my house, but you know, I was a homeowner for 13 years. I mean, there was times, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, holy cow. I mean, I wish there were times I was just thinking to myself, man, I wish I was renting, you know. I mean, when things start going wrong with it, you know, things that are missed in inspection. I mean, because you got to remember, there's nothing wrong with owning a house, though. As Dave Ramsey would say, make sure the house doesn't own you. You know, that's the key. Like, you want to make sure you're at least putting down, say, 20% for a house. You don't want to be putting nothing down. Hey, I'm a homeowner, but you're struggling to make your payments. You know, because you don't own the house.
I understand that point of view, but the bottom line, the problem is this. Think about it like this, Darnell. A down payment on a rental, first you pay first and last, and then a deposit. That first and last deposit, if you want to live in a really nice area, is pretty. You're getting up around $12K. So $12K almost gets you in a house. In fact, in some situations, in the right market, it gets you in a house. And then you're not paying rent, you're paying on a mortgage. Usually if somebody loses, I won't say usually, let's put it this way. Would you rather be paying a mortgage of $2,000 for your own place or paying rental of $2,500 for that very same house? That very same house. That's the problem we have. Yeah, of course, the rental guy will come by and, will fix the appliances if they go down, maybe. But if that's the only problem you got, then you can get one of them home warranties, or in your homeowner's insurance you can buy a home warranty.
Oh, those home warranties are scams. I'm gonna tell you right now, my father, he took out one of those home warranties on my house. Yeah, because when I was working overseas and stuff, he decided to get a home warranty. Those people, they never fix anything. They just take your money.
I don't know about you, but I know I've had good experiences. Put it that way. Great experience. Yeah.
The whole point is you work your entire life. You should have something to show for it. Something to show for it. That's where the economic sabotage come in. So you've been working your whole life and you want to come speak to me, an educated, employed woman who do not have any children by any man. If you don't have anything to show for me, we're not equally yoked. I've been working. I can show you my accounts. I can show you where I live. I can show you that I own my car. If you can't do all that and you're trying to move in with me, no, we don't play that. We don't play.
Thank you.
DJ Torch, I know it's off topic, but could you pull up a video? It's a YouTube video, How to Sell to the Negro, from 1954.
Let me see if I can. 1 second.
While you're looking for that, something impressed me earlier. I mean, I'm not a huge Cynthia G fan, but I understand why she is the way she is, because to be nuanced with your message actually takes work. A thoughtful and balanced conversation about why men and women are divided, that takes time and care to explain. She's the voice of shock, and that is quick. It skips all depth. I mean, it just punches straight to the gut. And in a world where our attention span is short, thank you, social media, shock often wins that first battle. Even if it loses the war for real understanding, it gets the message across.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree, but at the same time, too, to me, she's no different than that Cooley guy, the guy go by the name of No Fugazi, that says don't date single moms, but you see him with
With a single
with
mom.
a white single mom. You know,
Right.
it's like when you're saying stuff like that, you got to be.
Well, in her defense, since Cynthia's not here, let me tell you her defense, because I watched a live stream when she explained this. She's not, she is a single woman, correct?
Mhm.
And she
Yes.
has a child, correct? Her point
I
is
didn't know.
she dated black.
Mhm.
She was in a relationship black, and look where she's at. That's her
And
point.
look who she had her kid with.
Yeah, but
She
why?
had her kid with Robert Perkins, one of the dudes in OG Black Manosphere, if you want to say that.
I didn't
Hey,
even know that.
She
Yeah.
gave him a chance. Don't the Manosphere dudes want to give him, a person a chance, right?
And then Robert Perkins had multiple kids with multiple different baby mothers too.
Yep. He sure has. But guess what? This is how Cynthia G came back. She says, I only have one. And you can't, that's a hard argument right there to beat. She could have kept having kids, right? So what,
Yeah, but
Ain't nothing wrong with having them
let's say,
them with
let me break it
somebody
down like
that's
this real quick. Let me break it down real quick. We have two people, a black woman and a black man, right? Let's ignore the fact that, Cynthia G is who Cynthia G is and whatever. Okay. One dude, the dude makes the woman pregnant. Didn't have to, though. Okay. But he did. She has one kid, and I guess the kid's like 8,
Nope.
9, 10? And he has multiple kids by multiple women. Who's worse off?
I would
He
say
sounds like
he
another
is.
Future to me.
I would say he is, but Cynthia knew better. Should have knew better. Didn't have a bring
Well,
another. Give him another
remember
child.
now, again, black men, we want black women to date down. Remember? We want them to date down. She took a chance. He probably told her something good. Didn't turn out.
I think she's trying to manipulate the situation. It's like a preacher that got caught at a strip club or something. You know what I mean?
Wait. Okay, when did she try to manipulate the situation? I just see it in simple math. I see a dude who kept doing the wrong shit and a woman who learned her lesson.
Well, because at first she denied the first step of learning your lesson is accepting accountability. To deny it happened, that means you didn't.
What do you mean? How do you think I found out all this stuff recently? She just recently had a live stream saying that he was not the one, and
Yeah,
she
but
went into the whole thing.
yeah, but the thing is, the rumors. I first heard the rumors about 2 or 3 years ago. Is when I
that
first
was
heard.
around the same time I found out was when I started listening to first listening to Cynthia G, and after that, I started listening to Woman Spirit. Who used to be friends with Cynthia, Nyla, and Taz, and some more people.
But I don't still see the point of her having one child. By what she will admit was probably a mistake, and this man having multiple kids. Basically, he's a 304, the male version of a 304.
Cynthia, I could
And wait, let
understand
me
it
finish.
more
I'm done. Let me finish.
if Cynthia was younger.
No, but
Cynthia
how
G
old is
was in
she?
her
She's only
30s.
is she in her 30s now?
She thinks she's 40 now.
She's what? How old?
I think Cynthia G turned 40 in July.
Okay. How old is her child?
They said she had That kid might be 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am very, very confused. I don't understand the dumping on Cynthia G, who has one child, and the baby father has multiples. I mean, you cannot plant seeds in broken soil, walk away from the field, and then blame the earth for the harvest. You chose to create life, dude. You created
Right.
life without
And
building
she
a stable
co-signed
foundation
you.
first.
Thank you.
Dude, the man.
That's the
Stop even having
point.
that conversation. You don't get to disappear and disrespect or have show up for your
Well,
children and
Cynthia
turn
should
around
have
and
chose
call black
better.
women the problem. You can't do that. The failure is not because of black women. The failure is in the system of abandonment and the selfishness of the man. The refusal of too many men to take full responsibility for the seeds they plant. Men need to be consistent, accountable, and present. Period. Men.
Right. I mean, that's the weird thing, though, guys. I understand your argument, but the point of the matter is that she's not. It's not like she doesn't treat her kid lives with her. Okay. Dr. Umar, he literally ignored his secret, his daughter for years and still doesn't talk to her. So I don't see why. I can understand that you might have feelings towards her, but I don't understand how you can't understand the theory of, okay, she has one child, she learned her lesson. It's been 5, 6, maybe 7 years since she burned herself. Now she knows. Now if anything, that strengthens her position. So, like, not to get with black men, because she's an example. Dude wanted to throw his peen everywhere around.
She's speaking from experience. If the man is man enough to lay down and create a child, then he better be man enough to stand up and raise that child financially, emotionally, spiritually, fully. But we're not talking enough about these men who pull disappearing acts. And the men, men on these pop the balloon. How many baby daddies you got? Well, how many baby mamas do you got? Because you just walked away from one woman to another woman.
And then a lot of those guys, like Aaron the plumber, has a criminal record.
Right.
And it what's crazy. After the Pop the Balloon challenge, Aaron the plumber winded up on being on this Erica Mena show that still come on Zeus. And he was getting his ass whipped by the guy that whipped his ass on that show. Sadly, he got killed unalived last year. And that guy that unalived him was a PORN star.
Damn, yeah.
He got whipped by a PON star on TV.
But I think this is important for us to hash this out, and I'll tell you why. How are we even getting into a debate with a man who has multiple kids by multiple women and a woman who has one kid? And we're trying to compare them. I don't see how there's a comparison. I'm kind of confused
It should
on
be
how.
a comparison, but I hate how Cynthia G talk about other black women too.
Explain.
I really don't, cause it like Cynthia G thinks she better than any other black women who laid up with black men, knowing that she picked the wrong one.
Did she hurt you? It sounds like it's coming from a personal place within you. Did sin hurt you?
No, but you shouldn't be hypocritical of other people.
How is she being hypocritical?
Well, like I said earlier, with the No Fugazi guide, hey, don't date single moms, right? But you're dating a single mom. You're playing stepdad. You're telling other men, don't date single moms. They are recreational use only. But you're playing stepdaddy to
right
to kids. All right, which we all know was I think we can all agree that was don't date single moms was code word for don't date black women.
Right.
You know, because obviously when it's BBL Becky with the good hair, obviously there's not an issue, and it's the same with Cynthia G. These men are all struggle bandits, and here you are, you know, laying up with a struggle bandit. You know.
Well, no, actually, technically, by grammatically, you are not accurate, and that's one thing we have to clear up. You're right.
Okay.
She did lay up with a struggle bandit 7 years ago. I mean, that's a while ago. That's a long time ago. Now, we don't know personally what she's doing now, but by evidence, you're grading her as if it happened yesterday, if you see what I'm saying. Because you didn't say it in past tense. You said it you made it sound like it was something that's ongoing. Like she's just, as soon as she gets off the live stream, she's going down to the latest nightclub and picking somebody up, whatever. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, I guess what I'm saying is that, yeah, she probably would love to reverse her selection to somebody else, but she made that wrong selection 7 years ago. Okay. So what I'm saying is that the other guy, the guy who she made this wrong selection with, is still steadily having kids. And the reason why I bring that up is this. Who do we need to work on more? Cynthia G's or dudes who are still having kids and running away?
Well,
she can't make the dude stay. She can't make him stay.
Equation.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Well, what I said was she can't make him stay.
Right. Well, in that case, you gotta understand that it's like, okay, in the case of that.
Stop. I'm sorry. One more thing. Let me put it in general. Black women cannot make these black men stay.
They can't.
But you can be more selective in who you choose. Like, for example, in the case of this guy, it's kind of well known. It's like, a thief is always going to be a thief. You know, that's just the way it is. You know,
unfortunately, though, but the red pill, they're teaching black men and black women to settle. Now, I mean, they're teaching black women to settle for black men, just like Pookie, because that's what most of the manosphere is. They're either incels or they're Pookies. They're one or the other.
It's crazy because they say choose better, and you don't give Pookie the time of day. And when you don't give Pookie the time of day, oh, you a man hater. You just can't. You don't want to be around men. You can't win.
Right.
Can't win.
Well,
and towards all these women ain't good either.
Then stay away from them. You know what? Choose better. That's what I got to say for you. Choose better.
Well,
if they're not good for you, choose better. Don't try do. Choose better.
No, I think generally, and I hate to say this, but if black women were choosing better, a lot of us, we wouldn't be chosen, fellas.
Amen.
I said that earlier this life.
You know? I'm just saying. I mean, and see, that's that's funny. The guys who usually say choose better are the ones that won't be chosen. That's the interesting thing. Let me bring up this how to sell to the knee.
Toy, have you heard of Adolescence on Netflix? I actually watched all of it last Friday. And this red pill stuff, it has gotten to the younger boys too.
It's going to be very dangerous.
DJ. It's a whole show. You need to plan around adolescence. A whole show.
All right, everybody. Okay, Darnell. Here's that clip. Here we go.
Here is what sales psychologists have.
Wait, let me go ahead and make sure I get the volume on this right. Since it was done so long ago. Okay, here we go.
To say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But
Man, see how they picked us apart?
Yep.
Did the Indiana mom in the house?
Recognition. Did you hear that?
Yeah, recognition.
So when you see dudes running around in $500 Jordans,
good point.
Yeah.
perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second.
Man, you could play this today and it's extremely relevant.
Yep. Oh, they did their research.
They did.
I was just saying, they did their research.
Yeah, they so did, too. Eden Nadell says if men really wanted to end unwanted pregnancy, they could do it overnight with vasectomies or condoms. What they really want is consequence-free raw sex. Plan B, just blame the woman, for consequences. That's exactly what's going down. That's exactly what's going down.
Good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware, but she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. Listen to her thoughts.
My, isn't it beautiful? I can hardly wait to show it to Sally and Joan.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
The Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer.
According to leading researchers, in proportion to population and income, Negroes buy more quality products than any other comparable United States group.
Let me express my...
Let me stop that right there. That was... Darnell, that was on point, bro.
Ahead of its time, would you say?
Yes. Man. But anyway, y'all, this has been great. This has been a great live. And I appreciate everybody who came up. I think it's time for us to go, though. Shoot. Wait. What do you guys think? Does anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts? Let's do it now.
We let the lady first.
That sounds good.
So kind. That's so kind. I am about to fall asleep though.
But before you start, everybody in the chat, please give Concrete Ghost a huge hand of applause, along with our other panelists, and including Deontay. Y'all right. Concrete Ghost, I think I should just give you the mic.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not a Cynthia G fan, but I have listened to her because you have to get breadth and depth of an issue. So you listen to your friends, you listen to your enemies. So I'm going to try to relay her message in a way that she doesn't quite have the tact to do. Black men are essential to the strength, the healing, and the future of the Black community. We are calling on Black men to rise fully in their roles as fathers, partners, providers, and protectors. No more excuses, no more blaming Black women, no more leaving the next generation to fight battles they didn't create. It's time to stand up consistently, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and reclaim leadership grounded in love, discipline, and purpose. We don't need more flexing. We need more building. We don't need more division. We need more unity. The future of our family, our wealth, our legacy depends on Black men showing up strong, present, and accountable. The time is now. The responsibility is ours. The power is already within us. Black men, rise up, build, protect, and lead with us.
Bars. Okay, fellas, I'm not following behind that. Who's next?
Well, yeah, it's hard to follow up behind that, but I'll go ahead and take a stab at it. I mean, I hate to sound, to be pessimistic, but it was actually on my mind. I was on another panel, I believe it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. We were discussing things about the Black community, and to be honest with you, towards the end of the show, we all came to the grim realization that there's just nothing you can do. I mean, it's just lost, and and I hate to say that. It's been on my mind. It's been weighing heavily on my mind all day. But unfortunately, I do agree with Miss. I'm sorry, Concrete. What was her name?
Oh, Concrete Ghost.
Concrete. Well, I do agree with Concrete Ghost. It is time to do better. It's time, things of that nature. It's gonna be a lot of work, and I don't think the next Black man or Black woman wants to do that work. It's a lot, and people are just going to be set in their ways, and unfortunately, it's sad. So the only thing you can do is really, the best thing you can do is focus on yourself. Just try not to be that as Black men, just what, I'm not going to be that Black man. Just like that video you just played. They done the research on you. They know who you are better than you know yourself. And you just gotta say, you know what, I'm gonna just do my own thing, and I'm gonna rise above that. I'm not gonna go out here as a Black man. I'm not gonna go out here, just I want to practice. You're gonna have to practice better. Be disciplined. Build your assets. Become that high value man. Become them. Save your money. Being just because you got money don't mean that does not make you high value. When it comes to Black women, I would say, hey, definitely, before, just if you have to, I had a company commander that had a saying, every time you give a safety brief on the weekends, he used to say, if you have to think twice about something, if you have to think about something more than once, it's probably not a very good idea. So when you see that guy, that cool dude that, might have kids by multiple different women, it might be a good idea to avoid that guy. Think about, try to think about where you see yourself, after being with that guy, if things don't work out, see how his baby mamas are treated, because that's going to be a clue about how you're going to be treated. And, the thing is, I would just say, I guess if we just all focus on ourselves as individuals, then maybe over the course of time, maybe, who knows, that the problem will correct itself within the community.
Got it. Tevin?
One thing I can say is, if we don't, I don't know what to say at this point. Cause for things to get better, it could take generations, a few generations from now, for things to get better. But I don't see it getting better in the next 1 or 2, but only time will tell.
Got it. I think the best thing for us Black men to do is, let's not worry about things we have no power over, and focus on ourselves, because that's the best. If, I do understand what you're saying, Darnell, as our community's lost, so on and so forth. But the best thing, it won't be lost if we just focus and handle our own business and focus on our own families, if you know what I mean. And not see, the thing is this: women have a good reason to kick us in the butt, because we're supposed to be the ones who are supposed to be protecting and providing and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, if that's the case, then we deserve to get our butts kicked by them. We do, especially when we're not doing right by them. Don't get me wrong, you're out there, you're making $60K a year. No, you should be left alone. But if you out there just, you're not doing everything you can to be who you need to be, then yeah, they should be kicking our butts. On the other side, you say, well, then we should be able to do the same to them. Why? Why should we be able to tell them something when at this point in time, they're doing a little bit better than us, and statistically a lot better if you think about that. They have just as many homes, or just as many places, just as much or more employment than we do. So it sounds like we need to catch up, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to tell somebody to catch up to me who's already surpassed me, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
DJ, can I leave a short positive verse for the ladies before I sign out?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. This is a short verse dedicated to my sis, Phoenix Soul, out there, who's holding it down. You are tired because you have carried battles you didn't start and burdens you didn't deserve. You are tired because you've been saving everyone else while trying not to drown yourself. But hear me, you were never meant to break here. You were built from the prayers of ancestors who survived worse with less. You are not defeated. You are in the middle of becoming dangerous in a world that tried to silence you. Your future is still yours. Your healing is still possible. Your joy is still coming. Don't you dare lay down for good. You were born to rise.
Bars. I know the fellas aren't prepared this time, but we will want to hear a positive speech next live stream at the end. She set the bar. She set the bar, folks. Everybody, I want you to have a nice evening. Let me go ahead. I guess I'll hit the beat. I'm going to hit the beat with one of my tracks because why not? Here we go. All right. I mean, this was a great live. I am so impressed. Great panel. Let's not forget our friend Deontay, who had to head out early. Shout out to the panel, Darnell, Concrete Ghost, and J Mike, better known as Kevin, in the chat. Act Natural Under Pressure, Phoenix O, Bridget, Light is Seeking Knowledge, By the way, you can check out Why is Seeking Knowledge. He was on here just a couple of lives ago, so you got to check her out too. He's got fire. Henry Mars. Indy Mom. I love saying that. Jimmy Foliage. Who else was up in here? Who else was up in here? Eden Adele. Angela Reddick. Moya. All right, everyone. I want to wish everyone a cool Saturday night. Remember, we have a show tomorrow. Come check us out. Come check us out tomorrow night. This is DJ Torch from DJ Torch and Friends. And you best believe the Friends hooked me up tonight. They did a great job getting the research done for me. Everybody, have a good